Who's the honky kicking the ass of monkey? Damn right. Who the man with a date to repopulate? I can dig it. Who got mojo that won't die young? Who the man is so well hung? Right on. I can dig it. See, this cat dude is a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
But I'm talking about dude.
Then we can dig it.
He's a man with many days spent on Planet of the Bay.
And welcome to the Red Leaf Retrocast. It's episode 69.
Nice.
Yes, that is even the title. I don't know if you guys can put it together, but that's the sex number. Did you know that?
Whoa!
This is the number.
Mind
blown.
I thought it was like 3 because if you put 3 eyes together, it's like 2 legs and a penis. It's how it works, right?
Put 3 legs together?
Listen, I didn't have a good plan for this. I'm sorry.
Put 3 eyes together?
3 eyes together and a penis. That's 6.
Yeah, Roman numerals, man. Just let me
Okay.
have this, please.
Okay.
Let me have this.
I was thinking of
bring
a normal 3 because, you know,
I didn't
this
bring
is modern
funny today.
times.
No, I still play the NES. I only know Roman numerals.
Considering the phrase boxing the one-eyed champ, I guess all dudes have 3 eyes. So I
don't even know that phrase. What phrase is that?
It's a euphemism for jerking off.
Nice.
Masturbation's funny. Anyways, we're here for episode 69. It's the Red Leaf Retrocast. I'm your host, JD, joined by Colin, Joey, and this guy, Kevin, who didn't make the last podcast. Welcome back.
Hey.
I'm excited for you to be here.
I have things going on, man. It's a very rough life.
I'm surprised you didn't go, how excited are you? But, you know, I'll just leave that to your imagination and the listeners.
Sexually excited. Did
I
think I did it right.
Yeah, so we picked, let's see, this was Joey's theme. He really insisted on it.
Yeah.
Gee,
so.
I did he insist on it, or were you like, it's 69, just fucking do it, please?
No, he insisted on it, and I was like, great idea.
Yeah, no, he was like, hey, 69's coming up, and I was like,
Nice.
Aw, yeah.
That's the theme. Just the word nice. So yeah, I don't know how else to describe how we picked the games that pertain to nice, but I guess they have something to do with sexuality or something.
We're 12, and that's how.
You know what? Yes, it's anything that a 12-year-old would get their rocks off to, I suppose.
Nice.
Oh boy. Let's see. Topic later. The PS5 reveal's coming. Got a retro game review, relatively short. So yeah. How's everyone doing?
Sleepy.
Did you masturbate today, this weekend?
My God, yesterday went on a tangent. Let me tell you.
Oh man. See, I was watching Game of Thrones.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean that show's pretty tough, right?
No.
It's pretty hard.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm almost done with season 4. I have the finale of that season left, and then I think I'm almost to the point where I read all the books.
Reading's for nerds.
It's for intelligent people, Kevin.
Nerds.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not in school anymore. I'm not reading anything.
Yeah, well, good.
I don't even read your notes for the podcast.
Oh my god.
Same, bro.
Well,
nice, high five.
It is noticed.
Oh. Well, it looks like we did our job then.
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna make all you guys do your own notes.
I do
It's gonna
mine.
happen.
You are going to be severely disappointed when you do that, but okay, if you want to.
Preemptive failure already made.
I'll just give you a scribble that says podcast on it.
It's like, I didn't do any notes, but let me pull up the Wikipedia article and read it.
Yeah. You know, Wikipedia is a great source of information because anyone can edit it, man. So you always know you're getting, like, the latest info.
Yeah, the latest and greatest.
Yeah. Michael Scott said that.
Did he?
He did.
Oh.
The Office is a funny show.
Oh, okay.
Trust me.
I've only ever seen the British one.
Well, why? It's bad.
I find it
So
funnier.
you only watch the British version. You only read books. You fucking elitist.
I don't only
This?
read books.
Yeah.
You don't put words in my mouth.
JD lies about every game he's ever played. Confirmed. You heard it.
My coffee's still a little bit too hot. This is disappointing.
And he drinks cold brew coffee. What a hipster.
Cold. I just said it was too hot, Kevin. Don't hurt my feelings.
Well, you said it was cold, and I'm just saying.
Not
putting
say
two
it was
and two-
cold.
Yeah, putting two and two together.
What is happening?
An absolute mutiny is what's happening.
We're not even going in a sexy direction with it. What's going on?
I don't know.
Stretch
It seems
that
like
one.
we're double teaming JD.
Okay, I guess I'm left out then.
There we
Fine,
go.
whatever.
Can Colin at
Someone-
least be the tower?
Someone has to work the camera.
That's true.
Tower?
Very good with one hand.
Nice.
Joey, what games have you been playing?
Get away from this as much as possible, please.
PES 2020, which sucks. I played it for
Oh,
a full
cool.
season of Be a Pro, and all it did was make me buy FIFA.
Isn't that Pez's job? It's like the Microsoft Edge of browsers. Like,
They're-
wow, you can download Firefox for me.
They're trying. I mean, they got some licenses from some of the teams now. Like Juventus is only on PES, but it's just terrible. They have some things that I like better in FIFA, but none in the gameplay. Like, you know, back in the old FIFAs where you tried to pass to the guy to the right, but since your position was further back, you tried to pass right, it would go backwards to the person who's on your right in the formation.
Yeah,
It does that
sometimes.
in this game, but it also happens to the CPU. So
Oh.
the computer, people are passing it through each other. I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's just ridiculous. And then I upped the difficulty, and I had one guy on my team that we had a good chemistry. It was working well, so I'm like, all right, let's try this on a higher difficulty. And then all of a sudden, he sucked. He stopped running for the ball. He didn't pass the ball, and when he did, he passed to the other team. I was like, what the hell happened?
You wanted on a higher difficulty. You did exactly what it said.
Yeah, but I thought he would still play the same, and the other
No?
side would get better, but he just got
No, that's
incredibly
using logic.
worse.
That's
So,
a shame
and-
because Pro Evolution Soccer used to be way better than FIFA. It just didn't have all the bells and whistles that FIFA came with. I really, really got a kick out of the. Does the game still have the flop button?
I don't think not the flop anymore, but in Be a Pro, you can train to get gamemanship. So when people put pressure on you, you will flop. And I
So they
started
took that
training that
mechanic
because it's
out.
to the point where I needed it. Because if not, they would tackle you and not get any repercussions. Like they could literally like run into you, knock you over, and the ref won't call anything.
See, this
But
is
if you
this
touch
is why
them
flopping
just a
is
little bit, you get
necessary.
yellows. So, yeah. And then I noticed all the ratings for FIFA have been downhill since FIFA 16.
Oh yeah.
Slowly degrading. Like this one, FIFA 20, which I bought for like $20, is like a 1-star rating.
At least it got a star.
Yep. I mean,
Means
I'm
you did something
enjoying
right.
it, but they haven't done any changes to Be a Pro or Be a Legend, whatever the hell they call it, since like 2016. So that's the
No,
only
ever
thing I
since
actually
Ultimate Team came out like 8 years ago, that's the only thing that they really changed in the game.
yeah.
So it's just gambling mechanics, how much we can exploit. Let's not actually change the game for the better or anything or add.
I just
It's,
want more
very
features to be a
disappointing.
pro. You know, I like the PES that you can negotiate, like you can request to transfer to teams, and your agent be like, "All right, we're gonna work for it." Although most of the times, they're like, "Nah, they didn't want you." My player was like Player of the Year in Europe, still got beat out for Player of the Year in the world by Messi, but best player in Europe. Somehow Messi was better elsewhere, even though he plays in Europe. And then
It's
he's
an
more
average,
popular,
you
come on.
really-
no top team wanted me. They're like, "No, we don't want you." I was like, "What? Okay, whatever."
Yeah, logic, right?
Well, I'll keep playing in the minor leagues, nerds.
So
Fine,
that's what I've
didn't
been
want to
playing.
play for you anyway.
Yeah, hurt my feelings. See if you did.
Yeah, I'll go play for the Bundesliga, so at least they have cardboard people in the stands.
Yeah.
I went to the Italian league. Atalanta wanted me. So screw every other people, especially Juventus.
Yeah.
I beat them 5-0 just because they didn't want me.
You're doing your best, Joey, and that's all that matters. You know, one day they'll want you.
Well, I don't want them
Like,
anymore.
not to. Well, okay, well, fuck you then.
Just go play in Brazil. Play for, like, Corinthians or somebody.
My favorite Bible chapter, yes.
River Plate?
Corinthians thing.
I got it.
Thank you. Somebody also was forced to go to Catholic school, I see.
I'll take your word for it.
More like forced to go to church.
I had to do both.
I've seen Game of Thrones. I've seen what religion does to people.
Makes cool dramatic shows on HBO. Nice. There's one thing that came positive out of it.
Yeah. I'm itching to finish that show. It's very good. I don't know if you guys know that.
Just stop after season 6. You don't need to watch anything past that.
Don't know. You're already in it. I say go for it, man. Don't let the haters stop you, but also I want to see you suffer.
I did start watching Snowpiercer. It's a new show on TNT.
Oh, me too.
That show about piercing nipples in the snow.
Got
Nice.
freaking Jennifer Connelly in it. She's like the main character.
Who's Jennifer Connelly?
Is it any good?
Yeah,
Because
I
I like the
quite
movie.
like it.
So
I never saw the movie, but I heard good things, and I was interested in the TV show, and it's quite good. It's basically global warming got to the point, and scientists were like, let's throw ice rockets to cool the Earth, and that didn't go well. So one person's
No, it went
like, I'm
too
gonna.
well. That's what's the problem.
Oh right, you know what? That's the better way to put it. Yeah, it went too well. It perpetually put the Earth into a. They didn't say permanent ice age, but it kind of is. And it's even worse than an ice age. It's even colder, so people just can't survive outside at all.
Okay.
It's 117 below.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you shoot a ice rocket, you said
I'm just using the simple term for it.
made of ice, still, right?
No.
No, it's full of a
not
special
actually made of
chemical.
ice.
It's
Special
a
chemical
Okay,
that
'cause
induces
I
global
was going to
cooling.
say, because like if you just let's just shoot a rocket made of ice into space and it won't melt on the way, it's fine. I would have been like, wait a minute, no. So,
But
yeah.
it's fun. It's funny when they're going through the introductions of it all. So the Earth was freezing horribly. Everyone's dying, and it goes. But one scientist saw this coming, so they built a train, and it goes around the world. I'm like, oh, hold on. That seems like a very random solution.
Nope. Have this one planned out, guys. Told you.
So if you
that one
take
dude at
the
work that was super into
ridiculousness
trains.
out of instead of solving the global issue that they built a train, it's a pretty cool premise where this track goes all around the world, and there's section class warfare, or the caste system is basically back,
Sick.
and
That worked out so well last time.
yeah, so it's the further back you are on the train, the less your status is. So the less perks you have. There's different train cars that have different forms of society in it. Like there's a brothel area. There's the party area. There's et cetera, et cetera. It goes from there.
Does EA own this train?
Is who?
Does EA own this train?
I don't.
Well, you have to pay.
I don't
to-
understand your reference.
You have to get pay to get better car seats. I am not on it today. I'm trying my best. I'm sorry.
You poor guy.
I know.
Yeah.
Go on.
So, I guess there's just very small areas of the Earth that are still inhabitable, but it's very few and far between. Basically, it's pretty cool.
Can they still go to Canada?
Yeah. The main premise of the show is there's a murder on the train, and one of the dudes who snuck onto it or fought his way onto it. He's an ex-Detroit cop. So
Of course he is.
So they're like, we don't have any detectives on this train. Will you help us out? And he's like, I guess so.
Didn't Adam Sandler just do a movie about a murder on a train?
No? Yes? I don't
Yes,
know.
it's on Netflix. Yes. They ripped it off. Aha. Adam Sandler's still king.
There's a bunch of movies about murders on a train.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, Murder on the
It's
Orient
funny,
Express.
the original movie didn't
It
have
has
the
the Orient.
murder
Wow.
mystery aspect.
That's the name of the book. It's very
From
famous,
Snowpiercer.
Kevin.
That,
Perhaps if you've read something once in a while.
Fool.
Listen, I've said this before. I was reading at preschool, so I am what is known as an advanced learner. Thank you very much. But I just really wanted to know what was going on in Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was kind of the peak. So there's that.
I learned to read early, so I'll never read again.
Yeah, I got bored of it. It's too many words.
Yeah, words on a paper. Learn a different language of their words? Nah, that's work.
No, why would I do that? Come on now.
Colin, what have you been playing?
He's
Yeah,
dropped,
good, Joey.
gone.
Oh, he's gone again? Damn it, Joey.
What happened? Is he out? Oh my god, he
He
dropped out.
dropped. Did you not hear the noise
Sorry.
from?
No, I did not.
Actually, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't either.
Colin,
God
what
damn it.
games have you been playing since you're now back on the podcast?
I fucking hate why Discord keeps doing this shit.
Hey, don't play Discord. Yeah, you should play Discord.
Yeah, anyway, I haven't been playing as much as I normally do, so I've been mainly focusing my attention on Final Fantasy VII Remake. And
It's a good one to focus your attention on.
been pretty much this entire time playing the wall market section, and yes, I finished the cross-dressing sequence specifically for this cast.
Did you enjoy the brothel there?
Nice.
Had to. Clearly, that's the only part of the game you should remember.
Well, I certainly remember the dance sequence. Frickin' hilarious.
Yes, thank you. Very good. Moving on.
You're kind of glossing over the best part there, Kevin.
No, that was the line from the game I was saying.
Really?
Yeah, when he cross-dressed, he's like, Cloud, we barely recognize you. Yes, I get it. Thanks for moving on. Like, didn't want to talk about being cross-dressed at all. It's the greatest line.
This is the best comedy line in the game.
Yeah.
Your hair, that dress. Yes, nailed it. Move on.
Yeah, I remember that. So, I'm now really glad I didn't spoil anything for myself with this game beforehand. I mean, I know how the bare bones plot goes with the original game, but just all the different stuff they added for this.
Bare bones? That plot is so complex. Nothing in Final Fantasy
Talking
VII
like
makes
the
sense.
Midgar section. It's bare bones by comparison.
I thought you meant the whole game. I'm like, that whole game made me had to look it up 3 times to know what the hell happened.
Destroy
Well,
the
that's
sector,
wild.
save the thing. Sephiroth's a dick.
Sephiroth did nothing wrong. Thank you.
Hot take. You heard it here, folks.
Wait, did anyone play... Wait, Colin, you've played Final Fantasy VII before then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did everyone here play it before, or do they have interest?
Yes, we played it for the podcast, Kevin.
I'm making sure before I say what I'm going to say, because Sephiroth didn't kill Aerith. Cloud drowned her. Standing by it.
Drowned her.
She wasn't bleeding when she got stabbed. She was fine. And then Cloud was like, I'm going to drown her. Sephiroth did it, guys. Man, what a dick. Crazy. Should we use one of those Phoenix Downs? No Phoenix Downs. We need those. Nope, she's gone. We gotta move on. Ugh.
I'm just convinced Phoenix Downs are like the equivalent of smelling salts.
Nope.
They're not actually dead, they're just knocked out.
Cloud murdered Aerith.
Much like
Confirmed.
Pokemon, right? They don't die, they just get knocked out.
Yes, after they've been obliterated by a hyper beam of pure energy. Knockout.
I mean, it's just light in the end, right?
Oh no, my Pikachu was literally set ablaze from a flamethrower. Yeah, he's fine.
Good for resistance to burning.
You've been horn drilled and he's been gored in half. Nah, he's fine. Fine.
It's Looney
work
Tunes
out.
physics.
Yes.
Getting shot in the face will just give you a few scorch marks.
You know, you put jelly on your face and then you wipe it off behind the box. Call of Duty taught me that.
Yeah,
Video games.
yeah. FF7 Remake is still really fun. I really like the Coliseum battles in the Wall Market section. Although the big mechanical house you fight is a real pain in the ass. Took me almost 20 minutes. Took me almost 20 minutes to beat.
Why?
Just because of the goddamn barrier it keeps throwing up. I can't stagger it very well until it, like, just in a small window when it just lowers the barrier. And then that's like less than 5 seconds before it throws the barrier back up, and then I'm back to just like trying to hack away health, which doesn't work very well. But I need to hack away in order to get the ATB gauge up in order to be able to cast magic, and then it's tedious. And yes, if anyone's wondering, I did beat all the gym dudes in the squat competition.
Well, yeah, that was a requirement. You have to. I mean, how else are you supposed to get buff and impress Tifa?
Being a K-pop lookalike star.
K-pop doesn't exist in Final Fantasy VII, Kevin. Don't be silly.
Sorry, J-pop.
Same thing.
My bad. Midgard pop, M-pop.
That's more believable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta get those terms right.
Nailed it.
Go on, Colin.
I really liked the remix of the battle theme that plays during each squat competition. That song alone was what kept me going through all the different segments. I won't lie, I would totally dance to that song. Should the opportunity arise.
Play that drop. We prepare JD. Let's go.
All right.
That he can hear.
Well, then I'll move on.
No.
I paused playing Final Fantasy VI for a couple weeks so I could concentrate on the upcoming podcast games, really. Because our next podcast has a lot of games I like, and I want to go through them. So, but I did have a heavy night of playing Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Game came out last summer. Got like a couple hours into the game, then I just, as I do, stop playing, go on to something else. Well, this time I started over. I only have basically the end game left. It's like 4 or 5 final sections.
Is there an upside down castle?
No.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's not Symphony of the Night. Come here, kitty cat. What are you doing?
My favorite part of the game, the cat.
Yeah. So I do like the level up system, the weapon varieties. The music is very kick-ass. Castlevania style, as you would expect from the guy who made Castlevania.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I do wish the boss fights were more like Castlevania. They feel more like Metroid, but as I played further through the game, it kind of splits them in half, where, so you know how, well, not even like Metroid, actually. The bosses are very simplistic and small, and then when you beat them, that gives you a certain shard upgrade. It'll enable you to double jump or whatever. And the other half of the bosses are more of what you would consider kind of a Super Metroid or a Castlevania boss, where big boss that takes up the whole screen. Maybe you're the cool one was the twin-headed dogfight that you're running down a tower and fighting them. That's really cool. However, because I got this game on the Switch, there was a lot of slowdown in that entire section. A lot of lag.
Oof, bad call getting it on Switch.
Why?
Well, that one has the only issues I think I've ever heard. It's like that game is just a glitchy mess on that.
I've only come across that one little area.
It's just still I don't know if the save bug ever got fixed.
I haven't had any issues with the save.
Hopefully, I would assume that got patched by now, but
Yeah, that's really the only issue I've come across in the game, is that one slowdown section, because there's like so much shit happening. So, I did have no idea how to get on the ghost train. This is apparently every game I got to play these days has a ghost train.
I mean, that's your fault for getting all those, but
yeah, well, I didn't realize that. So yeah, I was like, this is the only area I can go to, and I can't get in there. What do I do? So sometimes you can go back to your main hub area of the game, and where you can buy your potions and whatnot, and she'll kind of hint very cryptically what and where you need to go next. And she just tells me, oh yeah, you can go to the ghost train. I'm like, well, what the fuck? And then randomly they go, oh, you got the materials, we can take your picture. And I'm just not thinking twice about it. I go, great? Is this like... Because I'm thinking screenshot opportunities or what have you, and then... my cat is so bad. And then it goes into the whole you can change your costume part again. I go, oh, okay, I guess that's what this is for. Didn't think twice. So then I'm just going to different areas. I'm going around, and I'm finally like, fuck, I don't know what to do. I look it up. You have to go to the totally not Alucard guy. They call him OD, like Original Dracula or some shit.
Super gangster.
Yeah. I forget what his actual name is, but they nickname him OD. I was like, okay. And he just goes, oh, he goes, how about that ghost train? He goes, oh, that old thing? Yeah, you need a photo ID in order to get on it. I'm like, okay. She just goes, oh, I have a photo. Okay, I have my ID. I'll just forge this for you. Here you go. I'm like, what? I really wish the game would do better in... Like, there was just no hint or anything. Like, when you go to the ghost train area, it just says, you need something to get through here. I'm like, okay, so a skill, like the rest of the game, right? That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
But no, you just need to collect these two items from or this one item in another part of the stage, but it doesn't inform you what that item does. And that's the one you need to get the photo ability for her to take a picture. Because the technology technically hasn't been invented yet, kind of situation. That's the story of the game. So
why doesn't she just use the snapshot feature on the Switch? Come on.
Because we're not busting the fourth wall.
Well, sorry, I'm thinking outside the dock, if you will.
Yeah,
funny.
Well.
I'm so funny.
But yeah, I enjoy it. I'll probably be playing... I'll try and finish it probably after the podcast today. Along with Season 4 of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm basically going through a lot of the 2019 games that I never got to finish that I wanted to. Yeah. How about you, Kevin? What have you been doing? A lot of Pokemon, I know. Man,
a lot of Pokemon, because I got on a Pokemon Nuzlocke kick, and I was like, hey, I am good at games. Turns out I'm not. Because Crystal, I got through the Nuzlocke of Crystal being, I got the 16 badges, and then I didn't beat Red because, that game is bullshit, mostly. So I didn't beat Red, but whatever, I consider it a win. Fuck off. And then, what did I do in between that? Nothing, I did something between Crystal and... I don't remember. Anyway, now I'm doing a ROM hack, Pokemon Gaia, and... that game is hard, and actually it's a better game than what Nintendo's putting out with Pokemon right now, I would say, at least, because, it's challenging. So there's that.
Sure.
Yeah, well, they're all... Ooh. Sorry. We had a malfunction. Sorry. What else did I say? Pokemon Gaia had that, and then Mega Man ZX is the other thing I've been stuck on.
ZX.
It's... They after the Zero series on DS, they had ZX, and as far as I can tell, they're Mega Man Metroidvanias, which sound interesting, do they not? Yes, ooh.
Yeah, kind of.
Problem is, you know how good Metroidvanias have a good map?
Sure. Yep.
These do not. you kind of just go, you are in area A2. What's the layout like? I don't know. Oh.
It's not like
where do I go?
It's not like Control where it's everything's in 3D, but you can't maneuver the map at all.
No, it's like, okay, well, if I'm in area A2, how do I get to area A3? Oh. Well, if I look at this map on GameFAQs, it's up and to the right. Is that how you get there? No, you take this door over on the left. Oh. Neat.
Cool.
Yeah, no, terrible map system.
Only
thing I'd take away from that game.
There's one thing I can say about Bloodstained is the map is extremely easy to navigate. You know exactly where and how to go and everything. You know, like a Metroidvania should be.
Oh, why would they do that?
Yeah.
No, it's a good game. It's just, maybe Advent's better. It has a sequel. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, there's a game on this podcast I played where I had 0. I accepted nothing about a bad map.
Yeah,
it's definitely become a part of a game where I go, your map is shit, your navigation is shit. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, so that happens. Overall, it's still an overly good game. I played something between the two Pokemon games, and now it's bothering me. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Assassin's Creed Rogue. That's what I did.
Still broken?
No, it's not. No, it's Unity you're thinking of. Came out the same day as Rogue.
They were both broken. Unity was just more broken.
Either way. Let me tell you, if I could rate Rogue on a number scale as opposed to our normal tier list scale, it'd be a solid 5. It is the most middle of the road, boring ass Assassin's Creed game I ever played. Oh, but all Assassin's Creed games are boring. Shut up, idiot. Point is, like, that game is just literally like nothing. Like, it just exists.
There's nothing special to it.
There's literally nothing special about it at all. It's like, here's 4, but like with all the personality stripped from it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so I guess play it if you want. I don't care, but man, it was so forgettable. I couldn't even remember it. It's the last game I played. So there's that.
Yeah, there's the only Assassin's Creed game I never played was Syndicate.
I heard that one was also incredibly forgettable.
Yeah, that's the one in London. It was, I do remember the E3 reveal very vividly because they very much focused on the woman character kicking the shit out of dudes in a cutscene. And everyone was kind of losing their mind. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, this Assassin's Creed game. And then you never heard anything after that.
Yeah. Just...
I think I have it free on the Epic Store. Now that I think about it.
You know what the issues with Assassin's Creed, and which is why I'm excited for... Well, I didn't get to play the Odyssey and Origins ones, but like from 3... You could say even before 3, because like 2, the Ezio trilogy had its own thing, but from 3 to like Syndicate, whether it's Victorian England, whether it's colonial times, whether it's Italy, France, all those places generally look the same.
No.
Like... To me, they all look like, okay, we're still in these old-ass houses. It's still people wearing old-timey clothes. Like, there's no, like, real variety to me. It generally looks the same.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Well, I do. So that's why I'm excited to play Origins and Odyssey eventually, but I don't know. It's all just similar stuff. So yeah, that happened. And I'm going to play Prey next month. Can't wait. Oh, tomorrow is June. Shit. Yeah, it's our game of the month. I have to.
Yeah, tomorrow is June.
I know. I'm just excited.
I swear I had Assassin's Creed Syndicate on the Epic Store. I believe I got it for
JD
free.
lies again. Confirmed.
I'm
just kidding. Oh, yeah. I have a new gaming PC now. I
got all the Batman games for free. Yeah, I do have Assassin's Creed Syndicate. There it is. Ubisoft login required.
Oh, never mind. No, you don't.
It's okay. I have an Ubisoft account.
Yeah, but like, who wants to do that? So,
Ubisoft gives out free shit every now and again.
They do. Time to make an Ubisoft account then. Alright, you've convinced me.
Yeah, I think I have like 12 games on their little Uplay store I got for free. And Division 2 for like $1 or whatever it was. That was funny.
I can't believe that game just is so cheap out of nowhere.
It's because not enough people are continuing to play it, and Ubisoft had a very bad 2019.
Maybe they should just stop doing this whole like subscription service game thing.
Look, man, that's what they all thought it was going to be. They all wanted to be Grand Theft Auto 5. They all said, you know what, single player experiences, not the future. And then PlayStation goes,
But yes.
but third person action adventure games, they make us a ton of money. We're not going to stop doing that.
I mean, yeah, because they're good. I love me a good campaign.
Yeah. Turns out people like good stories.
No,
It's almost
you
like
guys
books have
like
existed forever.
microtransactions. Am I right?
Even porn gets better with good stories.
Nice.
Hey, but they're not really micro anymore. I don't know what's in FIFA, but on the store it says transactions from 89 cents to $89. And to me, that's not micro.
Micro to macro.
To be fair, that sounds like poor people talk. So maybe
If the game's $60 and there's in-game purchases more than that, then you can't be micro.
in the words of the great
call
Braun
macro.
Strowman, stop being poor.
Yeah, have you thought about not being poor and just pay the $89?
Yeah,
I don't want.
it's your privilege to play this game.
I'm not saying I'm not buying. I just say you just can't call it micro if it's worth more than the game itself.
It's just a industry
Stop being
term now
entitled.
because everything got so bad.
Subjective. Stop being poor.
Okay. Stop being such an entitled millennial, Joey. God.
Wow, yeah. How dare you be an entitled consumer who spent money on something and want something out of it? Piece of shit.
Okay. I'm going to play the Earthworm Jim music.
What's that?
I know it's a synonym for groovy.
It is a groovy soundtrack. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah,
but
but
the Genesis, when you get like a unique game like an Earthworm Jim, a Toe Jam and Earl, the Genesis music is, bar none, probably my favorite in gaming. Just throwing
The
that out there.
Genesis sound chip.
Yeah, that sound chip, the way they were able to manipulate it for their games, how it matches the era it came out in.
Where every game has a good wow.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I like that, but at the same time, I'm like, can you guys do something different, please?
No, it's perfect, Kevin.
Echo the Dolphin.
Toe Jam and Earl, Dynamite Heady.
I mean the music.
Oh, love Dynamite Heady.
Tinhead. Echo sucks.
Oh my god. Side tangent. Have you guys heard of this game Maneater that just came out?
I keep hearing about it, and it looks interesting enough.
So I saw a review from England, and it was titled Maneater. It's like Echo the Dolphin, but with murder.
Okay, sick.
8 out of 10 or whatever it was. It was really funny. I was like, you got me to read your review. Not gonna lie.
To be fair, the only reason I don't like Echo is because it's swimming level of the game. But if it's got murder, well,
Yeah, it's like Echo the Dolphin, but with murder. I heavily laughed. Anyways,
guy's got good comedy.
June 4th is going to be a very special day. We'll have a
That's
lot
on
to
the
talk
19th.
about in 2 weeks.
Oh, it's Last of Us Day?
No,
Oh.
it's on the 19th.
Fuck June.
Hope you guys
Everything in June sucks.
pre-ordered your Amazon copy to come in 2 days later.
No, I'm downloading it digitally.
Ew.
Why would I buy a physical game for a modern system? They don't do anything.
But it's a disc.
Yeah, they just
Don't
make you
want-
download
I
it
don't-
anyway. It's just
Yeah, I still have to install and download it.
I don't
Why
have
would
enough.
I not do that
I don't
days
have enough
before?
space to just have digital games.
they found a way
Delete a game.
to email you a URL to download it. Like they sent you a disc just to download the game. Like, what's the point? Why even
Yeah.
waste the money? Why bring plastic into the world, JD?
Then you have it on your
You
shelf,
still
and it's a
need to have hard drive
conversation
space
piece.
to buy the disc and install it. So good job.
Save the planet, JD.
No, it's not. None of my friends
Well,
care.
sucks to be you,
In
then.
fact, I have plenty of games out, and they all go, "Huh, look at all the shit you spend your money on." Okay.
Ooh.
It does. Let me tell you. Hate me.
Yeah, I'm just if it's not on your system, and you say that you don't have internet or something or another, or the store goes down, like the Virtual Console. Everyone thought that'd be up forever for Nintendo. They just took it away.
No, they didn't. Nobody thinks Nintendo will keep things up forever.
Well, no, but the same could be said about the Xbox Store or the PSN, where one day it just disappears and you'll never have access to those games again.
Counteroffer, piracy.
Well, I mean, that is an option. It's
the only option.
I'm sure the technology will eventually exist where you can just, or it could exist right now. You just throw it on like a flash drive or something, then throw it in your PS4, and there it is.
I mean, look, physical versus digital, whatever, but piracy is the only way to preserve games.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so yeah, the June 4th, PS5 reveal's coming. Very much looking forward to that, guys. So Sony revealed that any PS4 game releasing after July must be required to also run on a PS5. I really like this news. It's something that should already be expected, but when you think about it, no other console has ever just straight up said your game on a previous gen has to also be on the next gen, right?
Xbox is literally doing that.
Well, with backwards compatibility.
No, they literally said the Xbox Series X won't have exclusives for 2 years.
No, that's way different. That's way different than this.
How's it different?
So
yeah, how's it different? Just because it's a longer time period?
Well, it's more or less that Xbox is kind of establishing their next gen as an upgrade system, really, until 2 years have passed.
I mean, that sounds the same.
Yeah,
just
what's the
different
difference
words.
between PlayStation saying all games have to be on both systems starting from July?
Well, they're saying what they're doing is they're giving a window of time where, because the PS5 went in with the stipulation that it must play PS4 games, right? It wants to be at least somewhat backwards compatible with the last gen, and one initiative in order to do that is this small window of games that will be released will enable the PS5 to have launch titles essentially, but it won't be all these big PS4 titles. Like Ghost of Tsushima isn't required to run on a PS5, and I don't know if.
But it's backwards compatible.
Well, yeah, it's not every single game has been said to be backwards compatible, just a good chunk of them. So maybe Ghost of Tsushima they'll backlog it, so eventually it'll be playable on the PS5.
Yeah, here's the deal: if it doesn't play every game, your system's not backwards compatible. That means you have a download key.
That means you have someone who ported it.
Yeah, that's not backwards compatibility. I hate that term. Because it's not what Xbox is doing.
Well, I'll give you an example. Earthworm Jim 2 came out in 1995, right?
Okay.
So imagine that that backward slot on your Sega Saturn was able to play Sega Genesis games, right? Or 32X games, or what have you, right? What if they said any game that comes out on the Genesis after, I don't know, July 1994, you will need to play that on. That will also need to be able to be played on the Sega Saturn, as well as the Genesis. So it's not going to be limited to people buying, or not buying the Sega Saturn, and it's also not going to be limited to people that never had a Genesis and had the Sega Saturn. So that too often have we seen, at least from the retro perspective, I guess that's where I'm coming from. Too often have we seen a game come out in that last like 6 to 9 months of a console that people just quickly forget about it, right? And then it becomes a rare game. That happens every generation. So this initiative to just make a straight up requirement and statement to the gamer that your games will be able to be played on the next gen. Especially because PS5 or PlayStation already said that we're working towards full backwards compatibility, but we're not there yet.
Right. But I guess what I'm trying to say is everyone shat on the Xbox for doing it, but PlayStation's doing it for a shorter time window and changed the words to do the same thing.
But they're not saying that every single there's kind of a
so not every single game even does it.
There's a misconception here because
Yes.
Xbox is just going. We have a new console. It's going to play everything, but we don't have exclusives. So the problem is you're missing the reason to buy the next gen other than the upgrade. With PlayStation, they're just saying the previous gen from this window will also be played on it. But they never said we're not going to have our exclusives anymore, right? So let's say Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to come out 2021. That's not going to be played on the PS4. It's only going to be on PS5. They've established that their exclusives are still important and going to be played solo on there.
I guess I see the difference.
Because we don't know any Sexbox exclusives other than, I guess, Halo, the new Halo game. But
PC.
will that also be on Xbox One? And they've already said yeah, right?
Okay.
So what's the point of buying the Sexbox?
It's powerful,
I mean, there hasn't
more efficient, better graphics.
there hasn't been a reason to buy an Xbox since a long time, actually.
Well, and just a trend in general, just in how I guess groups of the fan base is what I've noticed is Xbox owners give up their previous system and get the new one. Now, I'm not saying Sony PlayStation owners don't do the same. I just noticed a large majority more, and there's trends you can look up online. Very easy to Google. You can actually look up GameStop numbers because they always have full stocks of previous gen Xboxes, and they can't get rid of them because that's what the fan base does. While PlayStation owners, because of the exclusivity, they keep the last gen, right? They keep that previous gen so they can keep playing those games.
It just sounds like PlayStation has a lack of backwards compatibility, and Xbox is striving to actually let you get the new system and forget about the old because you can play everything on it.
I mean, there's pros and cons to it, no doubt, to both. You know, keep your history, keep this, or forget it, move on, just get the new box, and you can still play those games. The other aspect of it is people give up those games as well, so they can afford the new thing, right?
The future's Game Pass, goddammit.
No doubt Game Pass is definitely a thing. Even the PlayStation 1 is doing quite well. It's just more I think it's like $15 a month or something.
It's also mostly streaming, which
no, it's not.
The PlayStation now is streaming, dude.
It's not just streaming. You can download, Kevin.
For the current things, but anything before PS4 I think you have to stream it.
That I can't confirm. I don't know.
I am going to find this for you.
So my side note, just getting back on track to this reveal, because I'm very excited about it. Well, it's no shock. I like PlayStation. There are no announced game releases, or at least major ones, from anybody. This is Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, past July, right? Whether the coronavirus is involved, what have you. Only Wasteland 3 for the Xbox, which was delayed because it should have been out already, is going to have an August release. That's it. So a delayed title's the only one that's announced past July that is a major title that people would be interested in. So it's very interesting how we're going to see these later releases come out, right? Are they gonna? I would imagine they're gonna focus on the new console and show off the games there, and then just kind of say, "Oh, it's also on PS4. Oh, it's also on Xbox One."
Can confirm anything before PS4 you have to stream.
Okay.
Lame.
Maybe it'll change over time. I don't know.
They get their shit together.
I don't have it. I don't have a need for it. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. PS2 games you can download. The ones that are already on the fucking store. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, it's in our system, so you can download it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, any
Honestly,
other
at this point
comments?
in time, I
Colin,
don't
are you
really
excited for the
care that
PS4
much.
reveal? What are you looking forward to? What do you expect? Oh, lame. I'm gonna skip you then. Joey, same?
Wow.
So, I just read that not only is the Xbox supposed to be backwards compatible, they also have software in there to automatically add HDR support to games.
Yes, I did read that.
Ooh.
So
That was an interesting little add to Xbox. That was good.
I'm just waiting to see the reveal. I mean, I'm probably not going to buy either. I might buy PS5 out of the two.
Just show me some goddamn
Since
games, and maybe I'll be on
I can
board.
play everything on my Xbox now or on the computer. But
Yeah, I
Ain't gonna
doubt
buy either of
I'll
them
buy it
this
within
year.
the next year.
probably not
No?
next year. I don't know.
I got a lot of
We'll
other
see.
stuff on my plate.
We'll see.
Well, I got my money saved. I'm buying a PS5 day one. So.
Oh.
Okay. Retro magazine review. Here it is. Okay, so far we've done Earthworm Jim from episode 1, Gunstar Heroes from episode 2, Need for Speed High Stakes from episode 3. We've reached episode 4. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm taking one episode at a time, one game. I'm going to wrap around.
That is how numbers work, yes.
Yes, that is how
1,
numbers
2, 3, and then 4.
Yes.
Yes, makes sense.
So episode 4 was our iconic RPGs episode, one of our most downloaded retro gaming episodes. No shock there. The review here is Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo. The Super NES, as a lot of these reviews called it back then. Released August 6th, 1993. Nintendo Power in their issue that came out in November 93, so a few months after release. Very unlike Nintendo, I noticed. They're usually within, they're either a month before it, the month the game comes out, or the month after. If it comes out after that, like we saw with Earthworm Jim, the game doesn't really sell that well on the console. Because I guess, pre-internet, what do you have to go by? Only these magazines, right?
True.
So they gave it a aggregate score of 3.9 out of 5, a 78 out of 100. Nintendo did not like this game, which I found pretty surprising.
We didn't make it 2 out of 10.
They seemingly weren't impressed with the whole top-down action view, and one reviewer actually said that they were disappointed at not being turn-based.
Hold on a second. Nintendo hated the fact that it was a top-down action view?
Yeah, they just said this was trying to be Zelda. It's not Zelda. This is totally not what they wanted.
Okay, I was going to say, has anyone told them they make Zelda?
Yeah, they
Because we
didn't.
did that
They didn't
first.
like the unresponsiveness of. It was like the most critical review I've ever read from the Nintendo Power to date. Because usually it's just here's all the features in the game, concentrate on that. Maybe a 6-page article with the maps and other things you can do. This one just had a straight up review of the game, just going, it's not Zelda. We're disappointed. Should have been turn based. 3.9.
I wonder if they would have been like, this is too much like Zelda. If it was otherwise,
Yeah, maybe. Who's to say?
You ripped off our idea. 2 out of 10.
And then the GamePro one was very positive. Gave it. I just added. So sometimes there's a collective score at the bottom of these GamePro ones because there's multiple reviews, right? So this one got collectively 18 out of 20, so 90 out of 100. So 9 out of 10 was the score of that
Weird
one.
scoring system.
December 93, so it came out even later. So Secret of Mana was a very late reviewed game. So now that I say it, I should have looked up sales for it.
I think it sold very well.
I don't know. Maybe it sold well after all these reviews came out, which is very possible. Because finally word got around on the game. Because I believe we know Earthbound didn't sell very well, and now it's a cult classic game. It's very expensive, blah, blah, blah. But I know for a fact that because it was late in the console's lifespan, that the reviews didn't get to it in time. And they also didn't think very highly of the game as well. So the game sold like shit.
I believe somebody said this game stinks.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe it was Nintendo Power that said it.
Did it?
Marketing campaign.
Oh, that's right. There was like the smell-o-vision thing.
Yeah, what a terrible way to promote a game. Hey, this game stinks.
Yeah, 90s, right? Electronic Gaming Monthly gave it a collective score of 35 out of 40. So that's the 4 reviews put together. 87.5 out of 100. Now this one went into detail. Out of the 4 reviews, each review praised the music, and they absolutely adored the ability to play this game in co-op or with up to 2 other friends.
I forget you could do that.
Yeah. And then they each also mentioned that if you like Zelda, you'll like this game. It's just more Final Fantasy based, which may, Square Enix. So, now 2 out of the 4 reviews did wish the story was better, and that's what kind of brought down the score a little bit. So EGM gave it a very, very fair review, I must say.
Good job, EGM.
Yeah. I'm coming to find out that EGM was a very good gaming magazine.
I mean, I thought people were pretty high on EGM.
Yeah, I didn't have it as a kid, and I never really read it before, so this is new territory for me. Yeah.
Interesting.
I do like.
Good job, EGM.
I am a fan of this getting 4 different perspectives over a game rather than just one dude reviewing it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like this podcast, right?
Speaking of reviews, maybe as a side thing you can do, have you ever heard of Clinton or gaming in the Clinton years?
No.
Okay, so brief thing. If you want to contrast these with like these great reviews you're getting, it's some show that was on public access in I don't know where, and this guy has the worst takes on every single game he reviews. And it was like a public access show. He talks about how he couldn't even beat half the games he played when they reviewed them. I think you need to just go and contrast like games that this magazine's covering versus ones that like this guy does. You're gonna be like, how can you say Mario 64 controls like shit? Well, it's not in 64, so there's that. But still, like you gotta go look it up. Everybody go look it up.
Interesting.
Yes.
What was that gaming TV show with the 2 hosts on
G4?
G4, yeah.
Attack of the Show or whatever.
So, yeah, whatever it was. There's a big movement to want to get that back on TV for some reason right now.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
thanks though.
Okay. Didn't that dude have like a big coke addiction?
Probably. I mean, you had to work for G4, so.
Oh, you want to work for G4? Here's your cocaine first, and then here's your acceptance papers.
Yes. It's required.
Yeah. Joey, obviously Secret of Mana came way before you were a member of this podcast, and you too, Colin. What did you guys think of Secret of Mana? Or have you even played it?
I would like to eventually, but at the moment I have not.
Such a shame.
Is it?
Such a shame. I mean, we could always visit Trials of Mana. That's the sequel to Secret of Mana. Very similar game.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
It's
nice.
Got a lot of mana involved.
Men? Huh? Huh?
Nice.
See what I did there? I don't know if you saw what I did there.
I can't see it. We're only talking.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I did there?
No. completely cut out. I like your subtle, like, I laughed to myself. Like at the end there. It's good.
Alright, I'm gonna play the Castlevania music. I don't think I've done that in a while.
What if he's like playing different drops? Like, look at Castlevania. It's like, God, Joey sucks. Like, as a drop.
Talked over the entire drop, Kevin.
Good. I did exactly what I said I was going to do.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Maybe we should hear the drops, huh? Maybe you should play for us too.
Yeah.
See, that would require like this expensive soundboard, more effort.
So you
So
don't
how
care
do
about
I-
the podcast,
oh.
is what I'm hearing.
No, the listeners
does-
all hear it, no problem. It's just you
Doesn't
three
want to
do not.
reinvest in his own podcast.
Yeah, look at
okay, I see. Yeah, wow.
And if I was to
Bad
stream
working
this,
conditions.
the listeners would also hear it, which we've done
These
in the
are
past.
terrible working
Strike,
conditions.
strike,
This is bullshit.
strike.
Yeah, I can't work unless I hear drops.
Yeah.
No?
Was that a drop or was that just Colin?
That was just Colin screaming.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Airdrop coming in.
Joey,
Joy.
number 69, your games.
Nice.
Nice.
What is the criteria for said 69?
Nice. Pretty much games that either sexual in nature or sexually named games, like the second one. Or
Yeah, I saw that pic and I was like, what the fuck?
just things, I guess. 12-year-old humor.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good times.
Yeah. Very, very easy. I enjoyed the weirdness of this podcast episode. For these games, they were very strange. You know what? Every time I was playing every one of these games, I just went,
Nice.
"What is happening right now?" That was my reaction to every single one. So yes, first game.
First game was Mr. Mosquito for the PlayStation 2. Developed by Zoom, published by Eidos. Came out in 2001 in Japan, 2002 in North America, and holy shit, this game sucks.
Zoom taking over the world. Online meetings and games about mosquitoes.
This game, like, the controls are just so terrible.
They're ass.
Like, left and right works normal, but looking up and down is inverse. Going up and down was inverse, and then...
Inverted.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, you see, Joey, the mosquito is flying like a plane. So inverse controls, like a plane would.
No.
Yeah, because if you would hold it like a joystick, you would actually... Sorry,
And then,
that's all I
the
heard.
forward and back, like, the speeds that were so hard to get, and it was so hard to just look at something that wasn't straightforward. It was annoying.
Game had an obsession with using the triggers in weird ways. Your R1, L1,
Yeah.
R2, L2.
And I
Those
don't
are
like
bumpers.
that I couldn't play the music and turn the light off at the same time in the first episode. I wanted to do both, but it wouldn't let me.
No, you can't do that, Joey.
And I don't know why
why are
a
you
piece
being
of cake
crazy?
told me where the extra tank was. What does a cake have to do with information? I don't know.
Everything.
all of
How
it?
long did you
Yeah.
play this game?
I played like 10 to 15 minutes, but I played all of the first level. I didn't beat it because I couldn't
You played way too much.
You
of this
couldn't
game.
get any
the
blood
first level?
sucking going. I just flew around the room collecting all the hearts
Oh.
because there's a lot of hearts in that place.
Well, yeah, you gotta refill your life at some point.
Well, there's a lot of empty containers, the secret heart or whatever the hell they called them, so you can get
Yeah.
more hearts. So I just flew
Part of
around
the cards, yes.
trying to find that extra tank, and then I found it, and then I tried to drink some blood, and then she smacked me. And that's the end of
I'm
what I
allergic
played.
to this game.
It's terrible.
Come on, it's expensive though. It must be
Yeah,
good.
$45 for this thing? No way. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah.
I did not spend that kind of money on this game. I definitely
watch
emulated it. Which is the theme of this podcast. I usually try not to emulate these things. Ugh, lame Colin.
Dude, I can't afford it. I'm a Colin.
That's what emulators
You don't
are.
pay us enough. You don't pay us enough.
I don't pay you enough to get to illegally download the game.
Yes.
Your logic is lost on me. So I gotta say,
Wasn't it like a
what
big, long,
in the
unskippable
fuck
cutscene?
was with the title screen of this game?
What's your question?
Yeah, it was like this documentary woman talking about summer and the life of a
mosquitoes.
single
They're coming
mosquito.
out. It's so sensual. It's so weird. And then when you start the game, it starts with like the family all looking down at something, talking about taking a photo. Like, what the hell was that?
Well, the premise of the game is you are a mosquito and you're irritating the Yamadas, right? And because you're irritating them, they start taking it out on the family members. So it's like domestic violence due to this mosquito's tomfoolery.
I've never once even thought about resorting to domestic violence because a fucking mosquito was in my area. But okay.
Well, they don't know it's the mosquito sucking their blood. They just...
Oh, yeah, no, it must be my other family members doing it, right.
Well, yeah, they're doing things that annoy you. That's the whole... The Yamadas also have, like, these fake Japanese accents, but they're half British at the same time. It's very strange.
Like Xenoblade Chronicles?
Well, that's full British.
Oh.
No, this is like a British person doing a
I
fake
kept wondering
Japanese
about
accent.
the perspective
That would be in
of the
English.
cutscenes. Everybody's just kind of leaning
very
over. It's like, I remember thinking, did they kidnap someone, lay him on the floor, and start using him as a tea table? Or is it a catatonic relative? So many questions!
Yes.
I wonder if they caught the mosquito at the end of the game and they're looking down on it going, this was the cause of our family problems the whole time. The scapegoat. And they
Greatest sitcom
smash you to
ending.
end the game. I don't know. I didn't get that far.
But you can get into battles with them in the level. Like, if they spot you, you get into a fight. And at least in the first level, you have to hit her in, like, the abdomen to win the fight.
So what happens is if you get if you suck blood and then you get spotted and you're directly in their line of sight for too long, a battle sequence will take place in which you have to hit their relax points.
Which the first girl's was, like, lower abdomen area.
Yeah, it usually is. Forehead, lower abs, maybe a part of the leg kind of deal. It's usually the same place each time on each person. It's kind of lame.
And I like
Which
how
are
she just laid in
different
bed
points.
saying, I'm so bored. I'm so bored.
Yeah, almost like she's a teenager.
Yeah, but she had
Whoa.
like a TV in there, some music. She could have done something, but she just laid on the bed. I'm so bored.
Yeah, don't want to do anything. So here you are, the freaky murder mosquito. This
Alleged
alien
murder
organism.
mosquito. Game's weird. Who picked this?
Joey picked it.
Stop.
So there was a sequel. It wasn't released in North America, so found that strange that there was a sequel in the first place. Joey, I don't know about you, but I absolutely hated the whole spinning the right analog stick mechanic to keep the... So there's 2 meters. 1 meter is your blood that you're sucking from the person. You have to fill up a vial. And then the other meter, in order to suck the blood, is this... It's almost like a pressure meter where you have to spin the right analog stick in order to maintain the pressure into this gauge. So that's the whole that's the main crux of it. Other than that, as you approach the area that pops up of where the game tells you to suck the blood, you press, I think it was circle, and then it'll do like a beeline, and then you just initiate sucking blood. It's kind of like this Katamari Damacy type Japanese humor to it, but it's not handled very well in this game, I feel.
Yeah, it sucks. I couldn't get any blood out.
It sucked. Get it?
And I also remember something that I hate about this game. If you lightly touch anything, you get like the star spinning and you get knocked back. It's annoying. No matter how fast or slow you're going, if you hit a wall or something soft or anything, you just get bumped back.
Well, yeah, you're like this robot mosquito.
Okay, so I think we're avoiding the elephant in the room. Where's the nice part of this game?
So level, I believe it was 5, Kevin, to answer your question.
Okay.
The teenager is now naked in the bathtub. And,
Whoa, Chris Hansen, whoa,
and
hold
your
on,
job
hold on.
is to suck the
No.
blood out of her tit.
No, this is illegal. No.
Look,
No.
Look, a teenager is 18.
No. This is no. That's the
It's only illegal if she's live action.
illegal. We should
Like
not
Wake
play
with
this
the Guy
anymore.
game.
Yeah, so she's
Yeah, it's
Right,
It's now
yeah,
technically
she's not real.
illegal to own that.
oh, that was a thing.
It's not better at all. No, it was illegal from day one.
And there's
So
also
yeah,
an
the
episode
totally
where you have to drink from a
18-year-old.
foot. There's foot fetish in there too.
There is a foot fetish. in there,
good.
yeah, there's a lot of these
Great.
types of fetishes in here. But yeah, I played the level with the chick in the bathtub where you gotta suck the boobie, and I was like,
Why'd you
nice,
say it
I'm
like
done
that?
with this. I have accomplished all that I wanted to do with Mr. Mosquito.
He sucked a boobie. Congratulations, JD.
Giggity.
Yes,
Life goal accomplished.
Life goals.
I'm so happy for you.
clap for me.
I saw a titty once. Yes, good job. Very proud of you.
Yeah. Shockingly, this did not get good reviews. It got a GamePro. This was the only review I was able to find was from GamePro. 3.5 out of 5 aggregate score. 70 out of 100 is what that equates to. The tagline was, "Don't just see the mosquito. Don't just feel the mosquito. Become the
no.
mosquito."
That's I don't like anything going on
no.
here.
And yeah, there was a picture of the boob getting sucked scene. And
Great.
I remember, I do remember this game in the magazine's preview and in the video game store. On the back of the box is that scene. So they were very adamant about, you can suck a tit in this game. Come on, don't you want this?
That's all I remember about the game when it came out. Like, I thought it was pretty much all of that. Like, just going around sucking on random ass women. Like, I didn't know it was like a full family thing when it first came out, because that's how it was advertised. It was just like, hey, Mr. Mosquito.
Would you say
go
you
suck
need
on
an
things.
adult, Kevin?
I don't want to be on this podcast.
That's
Alright,
why
Joey, I
I
gotta
literally
ask.
never played it until he got it. I was like,
Dude, I don't want to be here anymore, man.
Joey, I gotta ask, when you first became the mosquito and you saw the girl bored on her bed, did you go straight for the cooter?
now I went
You
straight
just
to
ram right into it?
the music. I pressed the music button, which
You're a
took
better
me
man
10
than
minutes to
me.
get to, because it was so terribly controlled.
Yeah, it took a while to even figure out how to move the stupid mosquito. Yeah. So unfortunately, this game is not about sucking on all these women and their lady parts. You gotta suck like an old man's
The
bald
mosquito goes
comb
all
over
ways.
skull. The mosquito does go both ways. This is very weird. Not judging, just not the way I go.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
I just want to know, is the ending, do they kill themselves in the end? Because the last episode,
what?
I think they like bug bomb the area, and they're all just laying on the ground.
I think we can assume it's a mass suicide
Insecticide?
via gas. Yeah, I think you're right, Joey.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
insecticide poisoning. I think it's safe to assume the Yamadas die. For sure.
We should not play this.
You don't want to suck on underage boobies. You don't want to kill people. You don't want to suck on feet. What's wrong with you, man?
This theme went so dark so fast.
Okay, I can. It's the summer, and the little mosquito wants to suck blood. Avoid the Yamadas protecting themselves. Kevin, enjoy your summer.
No.
I mean, the reviews of the game weren't that bad either.
Yeah, they were. It was 70 out of 100. They were very, very well. Okay, they could have been much worse. You're right.
GameZone gave it a 7.8 out of 10. IGN gave it a 7.5 out of 10. PSN
those
gave it a
were
7
internet
out of 10.
sites.
1UP gave it B minus. Entertainment Weekly gave it a B.
B minus.
They
Don't they know it's a mosquito? Should get an M minus.
Huh.
Dad joke of the day.
Are these the scores or the blood types of the victims?
EGM in their May 2002 issue, so 2 months after the North American release, 6.5 out of 10 aggregate
So close. So close.
Yeah, said the controls were cumbersome and the levels lacked anything interesting. And I gotta agree with the level part because I'm like, oh, okay, they're throwing like incense out or gas that they want to kill the mosquito, but they're in areas that you just don't go to mostly, so they're largely ineffective. So what's the point? Yeah, I don't know if the game gets better later, but yeah, suck the booby, move on. I fail this game.
Yeah, fail. Doesn't look like they die. There's an epilogue where they're all just
Yeah,
bite
fail.
marks all over their bodies, but
Lame.
I fail it too. This game is just terrible.
They could have, you know what? This game could have been very dark. They could have had the mosquito like have malaria or something, and it's infecting the family over time. No, too far.
No, everything about this was too far. I don't want to be here.
Hey, but do
So
you
we
want
all
to be here
fail.
for the second game? You want some Seaman?
No, absolutely
some
not.
good
Actually,
Seaman for the Dreamcast?
Nope.
You want to Seaman?
no. I hate it.
He wants to hold the Seaman. He wants it physically in his hands.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
So it was developed by Bavarian Jellyvision?
Varium
Venereal
and
disease, yes.
co-developed by Jellyvision.
Good old Jellyvision. Published by Sega. Released 1999 for Japan and 2000 in North America.
My theory is
I don't even know how this is a game.
Over
I don't
a
even
year
know how...
after the Japan release.
My theory.
It's not a game.
You literally just talk to a Seaman the whole time. It's just...
Hold on, Joey. You're really glossing over the fact that the developer Jellyvision is known for the You Don't Know Jack series and the Jackbox games. So,
Oh, cool. They did one thing right.
yeah, they did one
thanks.
thing right.
Well, I mean,
But-
Again.
this
But
game...
Jellyvision is also known for developing what's called Alex. This is very important. It's a tool that helps employees pick their health insurance and other benefits.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what they're most known for.
Great. I know them so well for that.
Yeah. So they helped make Seaman into our world.
They help make Seaman.
Yes. God, we are 12.
Nice.
Nice.
Did Colin
Uh,
drop out again?
what?
Yeah,
Oh
Colin
my
dropped
god,
out
he
again.
did. God damn it.
Colin.
Colin, stop dropping
So
out. We
second
gotta
ass.
talk about Seaman.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
How did they get Leonard Nimoy to be in this game? Like, what did they have?
The answer to that is the using the greatest superpower known to man, money.
Hey, Leonard, do you want to voice a game called Seaman? Sure. let me just go ahead and give you my voice of this.
Will I get paid so I can live long and prosper?
It's.
No.
I mean, the game literally takes 3 to 5 minutes actually first to get the Seaman to do anything because you have to hatch the egg, which takes forever. And all you can do is
Yes.
knock on the glass and wait and wait.
Cool.
Well, Joey, you also
Sounds
have
fun.
to raise the temperature of the tank.
Yeah, to no more than 20 degrees Celsius, and you have to have at least 80 for air.
Oxygen.
Air. It didn't say oxygen, it said air.
Well, it should have said oxygen.
Nope, air.
Okay, wow. We're getting somewhere.
This game is terrible. This game is absolutely terrible, and it took me forever to get it to work.
Oh, you too.
I had to download 2 different emulators to get the mic, finally find one where the mic wanted to work. And
Oh,
then,
Retrocast worked for me,
Why-
no problem.
Why did you even bother?
Because I wanted to see how bad this game was. I've heard
You
stories,
didn't.
and I wanted
Listen, if
I
I-
wanted to feel the pain.
If you can get the full experience of something by watching it, it's not a game.
But you
Pretty
don't,
Which is
much.
what I
don't
did.
just watch it.
You
talk
interact
to
with
the
it. You
Seaman.
talk to it, and it responds.
Cool. I had a Furby once too, and I didn't
And
have
he's a
to.
sarcastic prick to you.
Yeah, he is.
That is what I do all the time.
I think we're
you
all
can
for-
get that for here right now.
all right, Kevin.
I'm-
Let's play Seaman. Kevin,
Nope.
are you feeling anxiety right now?
I feel
Don't
anxiety
care.
because I have
That's
to
what the
be
Seaman will
with
do.
you guys.
I theorize that
Yes,
someone at
yes.
Vivarium or
Counter my
Jellyvision
sass
must
with
have
your
seen
sass.
Hey You Pikachu and wanted to make a more realistic version that actually talks back to you.
Yeah. They're like, oh, no one make Pikachu better. Deformed
What?
nightmare fuel fish. Am I right?
Wait a minute. There was a sequel?
Oh no.
Yes.
A sequel came out in
There was.
2007.
Yep.
On what?
That happened.
PS2?
Japan.
In Japan?
No,
I might need to get
Yeah.
a Japanese PS2.
no, don't. Just. We'll never hear you stop talking about it. I already know where this is going to go. This is my Seaman 2 update week 35. Just want to let you guys know I've started a Seaman family. One is now voiced by Matthew McConaughey, and it just says "all right" all the time.
All right.
All right. This is what a game, guys! And I can't wait for that segment every week.
Each day I get older and the Seamen stay the same age.
It's a game.
I can't even say it.
Let's not forget. Let's not.
I broke myself.
I'm glad you found that. I almost want this segment to happen also, though, so maybe do it, and then we'll see how it goes. Let's give it like a 10-week trial.
Oh my god, a Japanese PS2 just to get the most ridiculous Japanese games. I might have to do it.
You might have to... Can we do a video feed of just... Like, well, let's go back to streaming this, but you just have the feed of the Seaman 2 the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time on the podcast. Just to see.
It's a live stream. We're talking about games, but there's Seaman 2 going on in the background. JD, what are you doing? Don't worry about it.
What was it? What was a good game that came out in 2007?
I'm going to need to go behind the bushes here for a second.
Just have it talk shit about every game we're talking about.
Oh, man. So, all right. I got to go over my notes here. I have to do it, otherwise we'll never get to them. So, I actually looked into buying this game, but because it requires the microphone, the game itself goes for like $23, so it's not too expensive. But it's the microphone for the Dreamcast that is so expensive. When you so you have to get the adapter and the microphone, which at the minimum will cost you just over $100. So yeah, I used the Retrocast emulator, hooked it up with the microphone of my computer. It wasn't too difficult to interface. A simple YouTube video. Someone actually took the time to teach you on, because everything's on YouTube. So anyways, yes, another documentary-style voice with Leonard Nimoy. Fucking Spock, Joey. It's fucking Spock. So.
Who did Leonard Nimoy play?
Spock.
Oh, okay, thank you.
What did you think I said?
Nothing. Being a dick.
Okay. Click. So yeah, I also had no idea what to do when this thing started. I actually had to look up instructions. And
Okay.
So there's a website for this game in the instruction manual, guys. MeetSeaman.com.
Nice. Great. I've been there before. I think that URL redirects you somewhere else now, though.
No, it actually says this domain is for sale. You can send your offers to Dan, at danmaher.com. DANMAHER. So if you want to buy MeetSeaman.com, you can send your offers there.
There's a podcast I listen to where he just buys URLs of things that might be popular, and I might send this one to him.
Oh. Well, this one is definitely not popular.
Yes. Well, he's got like Google Stadia podcast.com. He's like, yeah, it turns out nobody wants this. Who would have guessed? So, let's see how that goes.
Yeah. Although,
he also owns
with our new
3D
website,
dickpicks.com.
friendlyretroclass.blogspot.com, maybe we could just buy MeetSeaman.com and
You reroute it there?
reroute it there every time.
Cool. This is why he doesn't pay us, guys, by the way. Just want to throw it out there. He's going to go buy MeetSeaman.com.
I really gotta look into this.
Please don't.
Yeah. So the controls, Joey, how long did it take you to figure out you have to press X and the trigger to pick things up?
Way too long.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, raise the heat. The instruction manual does tell you how to start the game, which is strange. You'd think the game would tell you how to start the game, but you have to read the instructions. Raise the heat. It'll hatch the egg. It just took forever.
Yeah.
I had no idea what. there is a full ancient Egyptian pharaoh story regarding this egg creature thing. Even the Angry Video Game Nerd did a whole spiel on this ancient story.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Cool.
Yeah, it kind of is this Yu-Gi-Oh type thing. It's they would pass on knowledge to those, etc., etc. It's quite a crazy little story to this.
The Millennium Fish
Seaman.
Tank, the last item, the one Yu-Gi always was looking for.
Yeah. So my notes here I wrote, you evolve this chirpy asshole by waiting for it to ask you questions. That is my notes of the whole whole
notes.
game. Yeah. And you got to feed it. It's kind of got that like Shenmue mechanic to it where it's in real time.
How many days do you have to ignore Seaman to kill it?
Well, you can turn off the system and turn it back on. It's not completely dedicated by an in-game clock at all. So it's better than Shenmue in that regard. And I tried very briefly to add a day to the clock when I'd turn the system off. It doesn't really help all that much. So basically, I watched various TV. I watched Game of Thrones. I watched wrestling while this game was going on in the background.
Wow, sounds like you had fun with this game.
I mean, it was existing during the time, and
That
did you guys ever see how these fucking things mate?
Yeah, I saw it in the Angry Video Game
no,
Nerd
because I have anything else better to do.
Oh.
Literally
video.
anything.
Indeed.
So Colin, you are aware of how these things mate. So describe to me what happens with the
Please
semen.
don't. Semen.
Describe to me what happens with semen.
They both
See, when
extend
one
a
semen
little
loves another
proboscis, and they connect them, and then these little
Is there any-
pulses go through one to the other. And that's pretty much it. It fits, since this is a game all about being wet. Hi-oh!
Oh, Avatar. Got it.
I had to. I'm not sure.
Oh! So who plays the egg in this scenario? Because, you got Seaman and eggs. Biology, guys. Come on.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, cool. I'm just not funny. I knew that.
So yeah, as Colin said, the
Yeah.
the head peni pulsate together, and then what happens is they die afterwards. So they get they die after fucking, and
The old praying mantis routine.
is that what happens with praying mantis?
Praying mantis, the female eats the head of the male after they
Oh,
mate.
okay, yeah, that part I knew. I did.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Kind of like how when certain spider species will eat the male, or the eggs will hatch and eat the mom spider. Anyways,
Yeah. It's like pigeons die after they mate, too.
do they?
Well, mine did.
Oh, well, that's a good way
Put
to go
that
out.
together. Put that together. You'll get it.
Pigeons
He
die.
fucked a pigeon.
Oh,
It took him so...
thank you, Joey.
It took him so long.
I definitely missed where that came in.
Oh, that was good. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, so I did get to the part where the seaman gets on land. I played this game way too long. I don't know if you guys noticed.
It goes on land?
How long did
Yeah,
it
so
take?
so it's an Oh, it took hours.
Great.
Many hours. So what happens is it basically it goes from that egg to tadpole and becomes it's a lifespan of going from egg to fish to tadpole to frog, right? So it sprouts legs, goes on land, dies, and then eggs come out,
Wow.
and then when you go through that process one more time, then its evolutionary species will be able to be on land from that point forward. All while it's asking you questions, you're asking it questions, and you're responding accordingly. So it's like if you're doing other shit during this game, it goes by, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever. It's very cumbersome to, or at least time consuming, to just raise the temperature to 20, spray the there's like a little insect aquarium where you get other weirdly like moth creatures with the male face, because that's one thing we haven't mentioned is all these creatures in the game have that weird male face mask on
Uncanny Valley bullshit.
on the fish thing, and it's even on the moth, and then you feed the insects to the seaman. So, yeah. Guys, the dude's a chirpy asshole, asking you life questions, wants to know your political views.
He's
At one
gotta
point I
take
thought
a
was
leak.
weird.
I'm a pee. Hold on.
What was that, Kevin? Oh, okay. My God, he
He's
swallowed the
deep-throating
mic.
the mic. How appropriate.
He didn't understand a word he said. Yeah, well, he definitely did. So the game clocks in around 10 hours. I didn't technically beat the game. I don't know how you would do it. I just I got the thing on land. I guess it's over?
No, it talks to you and then it eventually leaves. It's like
Oh, it just leaves? That's how the game ends?
It's like, thanks for taking care of me, and then it leaves.
It bounces. It's just like, alright, cool. I've evolved enough just to leave my protective tank. My aquarium. My terrarium. That's the word
Yeah, I
was
knew
looking
from
for.
the get.
Yeah, this was like the strangest game I've ever played in my life. I thought D2 was, or D3 or whatever it was we played Joey. I thought that was very strange.
Yeah, I knew from the get-go it was going
this
to be
just
a weird fucking game.
easily
But,
eclipsed
hey,
it
it's
by
a
10
very advanced virtual pet that actually talks back to you, so yeah, it's going to be weird as shit.
I knew it. Yeah,
I mean, that's one way to look at it.
yeah.
I didn't see this thing as a virtual pet. I didn't do really anything to it. I was just talking to it.
You talked to it, you fed it, you tapped on the glass. You did a lot.
So what part of this is supposed to be fun?
Talking to it so you can have a friend.
Oh, cool.
So if you don't have any friends, you have a Seaman.
Wow, that's way better,
Yeah.
I guess.
So if you want friends, all you have to do is go get a seaman.
Apparently you also have to buy a very expensive microphone adapter.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
said.
friends are costly.
Not if you know...
Dude, Joey's friend
murder
fee
'em.
increases every year.
Yeah, it's pricey to be.
Been crazy.
Listen, we all got
hate
bills to pay, you
inflation.
know?
And
I
it
love
requires a
boys,
microphone. You have to talk to
Oh,
me
boy.
somehow.
You
Yeah,
have
I
to
mean,
talk-
it's
well,
the same
well,
thing.
Here we are.
You might say Joey is my seaman.
Let's not.
In the Top Gun sense.
Sure.
Wingman is more appropriate, I guess. Oh, God.
Nope.
So, you guys ready for these magazine reviews?
There's magazine
Oh,
reviews
yeah.
again?
Oh, yeah.
No.
GamePro issue, November 2000. Got a 4.5 out of 5. 90 out of 100.
Oh, clearly
Quote.
this game's great.
Quote,
Oh.
Seaman looks like a Neo-Greek demigod. He's a chimeric
Okay.
aquanaut bent on monopolizing your time purely through the enigma of his virtual existence. It works for a
Nope.
while, and the longer and more deeply you submerge yourself in Seaman's world, the more he evolves, the more time you will spend with him. The more articulate and potentially interesting he becomes.
Potentially interesting.
Potentially. But he is endowed
that one
with a
trick
discerning AI, or is he a trick pony? Yeah, 9 out of 10.
Hey,
So it told me it says
a
merge
quick-
myself in Seaman.
You must
Yes.
immerse yourself in the potentially more interesting Seaman as it evolves.
Okay.
And then EGM issue September 2000.
Huh.
So when did this come out in America? August? Yeah, August 2000. So quicker than Secret of Mana.
Priorities,
Yeah.
obviously.
8.5, 6.5, and a 9 for an aggregate of 8 out of 10. Got an 80 out of 100, so EGM much more harsh than the 9 out of 10. But that's only because one dude gave it a 6.5. The 8.5
Smart guy.
said, "You'll never know what he'll say next." That was his big tagline. The
Cool.
6.5 said, Kevin, you might agree with this, "There's often nothing to do."
Yep.
Exactly what you want in a video game.
Great.
And then the 9 out of 10
What?
said it was the coolest game ever made. Yeah.
I didn't realize you could write a magazine with brain damage. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, right?
Good to know. Yeah.
So that let's not forget that one guy from EGM in September 2000 said Seaman is the coolest thing ever made.
Wow. Can that be the sub? What's the tagline of this podcast episode? Seaman is the coolest thing ever made.
Yeah, you might say that. So
no, I did.
Obviously,
I
we're
did.
all gonna pass Seaman, right?
Well, I did earlier, so why not now? You know what I'm saying?
I can't say this game wasn't creative, but I can definitely say I would never play this again. It fails.
It definitely fails.
Passing it just to be a dick. No, just kidding.
Passing it through your dick?
Please don't. Yes, that's what you do with such substance. Help me, please.
Milk?
No, not milk. Close.
Damn. I'll get it one day.
Yeah, well, just a couple more, tries, couple more motions.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't get sour if I wait too long. Anyways.
More of a salty.
Kevin, what was your game?
Oh, my game was Leisure Suit. I can't think anymore, guys. Leisure Suit Larry, Magnum Cum Laude for the PlayStation 2,
No.
Xbox.
You gotta pronounce that right, buddy.
Stop deep throating the mic, please.
Magnum Cum Loudly. Anyway.
You're really into deep throating your microphone.
Listen, I do as I please. So, Magna Cum Laude, Leisure Suit Larry, or known as the most boring game of Dance Dance Revolution ever done with a controller in your hand ever. Let's see, we got the developers who are High Voltage Software, who you may know that, thank you for writing this down.
I
because
sure did.
They also made the greatest on-record first-person shooter of all time, The Conduit.
They also made
for
Lego
the Wii.
Racers.
So clearly, this game is a 10 out of 10. So, I think that pretty much... They also made Lego Racers, the greatest racing game of all time.
Factual.
When can we play Conduit on the cast?
We talked about it on the cast for quite a long time.
Nope. I want to play it. Anyway,
Well,
look up that date for me over
the
there.
Xbox 360 will be considered retro at the end of this year.
Nice. Can't wait to actually play, games.
I don't have a 360, so that's no.
PS3. Anyway, so developers were High Voltage Software, published by Vivendi Universal Games. Wholesome content.
Sure.
Release October 5th, 2004. Man, I don't even know what you call this. It's not like Parappa. All right, it's a really bad Parappa the Rapper.
I guess.
Is that the best? Yeah, it's pretty much watching a Seaman, if you will, move on a graph, and you get the happy faces, avoid the sad faces, and somebody went, "Yep, I made a game."
Well, there's also
That's
the
it.
dance scene where it's literally Parappa the Rapper. Up, up, down. Up,
True.
up, down.
You're walking around a college, trying to fit in with the young hip kids. Being that you're 3'7", it's a little hard.
What do you mean he's trying to hang out? He's also young and hip.
Yeah, well, he looks like a Persian rug salesman, but whatever.
Well, I mean,
that's
he's
fine.
the nephew of
nephew of the original.
Leisure Suit Larry.
But yeah, this game is pretty much like playing random. I wouldn't even call them rhythm mini games, just like quick time events, and stuff happens. I think.
Yeah.
There's
a
sometimes
story.
they can be
I don't
fun.
know what you call it.
Like, just all the
Do you,
subplots.
do you care though?
With individual
No.
goals.
Okay.
Eh.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny when you talk to the Italian chick. For some reason, she's sitting there playing quarters, she's like 2 inches tall, and you're like 8 feet tall, and it doesn't make sense because she's taller than you before, and you're shorter. Like the proportions just got out of whack during the quarter game.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Well, there's only like 4 mini games in the entire thing. There's, let's see, quarters. There's
Move the sperm.
beer chugging.
Yeah.
There's the Undertale Move the Sperm game.
There's
Parappa the
there's
Rapper.
like the Tapper
And
style
the
game where
DDR.
you're throwing flyers
Did I
at
miss anything?
students
Hey,
in lines.
Yeah, the game's
That's how you
bad.
make money.
Oh, right. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and then how do you make alcoholic drinks? You have to press the buttons at the right time.
I didn't realize I didn't go to a traditional college, but I didn't realize you could just have open lobby parties in the hallway with open alcohol.
Well,
for
maybe in the
underage drinking.
70s.
Generally, they get busted.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, unless you're Sally Mae here, who is just
We had a
I don't even
kegger on
know.
our floor. It got busted.
there you
It
go.
was fun.
cool. I love getting in trouble.
Oh, I know. I got out because I just went to my room right down the hall because for some reason the way my dorm went is in the middle was where the bathrooms are on one side, but there was also like a 3-person room that was huge on the other side, and they threw
Cool.
the party, so it was all just right there, and I just snuck into my room.
Nice. Nailed it.
That's good times.
The gameplay of this is there gameplay? Better question. Let's start with that. Is there gameplay?
Well, you just rinse and repeat those mini games, those same 4 mini games over and over again. That's all you do, and those games are bad.
Yeah.
The gameplay is walk into the next minigame.
Yeah, that you've already played
Which-
like 3 times.
Yeah.
And-
This is not.
I like the loading screen switch between real women and CGI women.
Yes, they did do that.
Yeah, that is a little like jarring when it just happens.
Yeah, I mean, one could say you should just keep it on the pause screen, and then you could go behind the bushes.
Huh.
There's a lot of bushes for you, like also giggity, but like, it's just this isn't a game.
Kyle's mouth
Like, I don't
boobs. Oh my god, behind the bushes.
This is really like, you know what this could have been? This
Yeah,
could have been
yes.
a Flash game
Yes.
if you just toned down the graphics and you would have done everything.
Well, what's disappointing is I'm a big fan of the original Leisure Shoot Larry games, and the
Right.
comedy is more subtle. He kind of laughs at his own jokes, and they're usually dad jokes. This one is just, ha, sperm, right? Am I right, guys? Hey, I'm drinking. I'm getting drunk with this girl. Look at her boobs. Ah,
And there's a
right,
fart
boobs.
button.
Am I right, guys? The whole game's like that. Like it's that comedy. It's just
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same spirit
Yeah,
at all.
you kind of have
there's
to
the fart
get all
button.
the alcohol out of
There
your
was a
system
fart
for
button.
the
You can
next
piss
few
in the hallway. I
quarters.
did think that was fun.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Agree. Been there.
Many a times. Ah, my God. Hey guys, it's that next round of quarters. You ready? Oh, hold on. I just gotta turn around and pee. All right, I'm ready.
You don't want to. You know what? You gotta drain the main vein, man. But then if you break the seal, you should have been pissing this whole game.
Oh, he does piss the whole game.
He broke the seal. Mm-hmm. Can't do that.
Did anyone at least play long enough to at least
Played long
get
enough
a chick?
for like the third
Yeah,
chick,
I played
No!
long enough for the first
Italian
one.
chick,
Yeah, that's
to the
that's
point
I
where
stopped.
he
That was
gets,
Sally Mae, right?
Yeah.
gets marked for a hit by her mafia boss dad, and you have to run away. You have to run away from guys with baseball bats all over campus, and then
Wow,
then the
I
guy
love the
takes over every
stereotype.
radio station in the state to tell Larry that when he finds him, he'll rip his nuts off. I admit I laughed out loud.
Because
There
he
you
wants
go.
to touch my nuts. That makes him gay.
So, no shock, this game got horrid reviews. GamePro only in the November 2004 issue only reviewed the Xbox version, 3.5 out of 5. I don't know why they were so positive on it. Got a 70 out of
'Cause
100,
boobs.
which equaled Mr. Mosquito. For reference, I think Mr. Mosquito is better than this game, personally. And then EGM eviscerated this game. They basically they all said it was a broken, repetitive mess, and the humor wasn't funny. 2.5 out of 10. 25 out of 100 for those that can maths.
I agree. 2.5 out of 10. Actually, that's a little high. Probably drop it down to a 1 out of 10.
Yeah,
So I picked the best game on the cast.
I
Got
did
it.
not have
Hey,
fun
I
with
think
this
it
at all.
looked the best. I didn't mind the graphic style of it. Like,
Yes.
that kind of worked. But,
Can we agree that this is a better game than Seaman, though?
yes, because it's actually a game. It's more
It's
of a game
definitely
than
not
There you go.
creative. It's not as creative.
Maybe
I
Seaman
don't
had
need
mini games in it.
creativity.
it would be better. But
Ooh.
If it had mini games where I could strip a woman, yeah, you know what? Might be better.
It was her. She did it herself. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there was Seaman in this game.
was there?
So,
Was
yeah.
there?
Yeah, absolutely there was.
Well, there's implied.
I don't think it was implied, Kevin. There was a literal
Yeah.
seaman trying to get into a woman.
You know, you can think that way.
Yeah, well. Yeah, didn't think the game was all that funny. I didn't really care for the plot at all. That was stupid.
Like I have the humor of a 12-year-old, and I was still like, this game is fucking dumb.
Yeah, huge miss. It is on record with the original Leisure Suit Larry creator that he had no part in this game, and right on him to just had fully come out and say, I was not involved in this piece of shit.
Cool.
Don't blame me for something I wasn't in on. And apparently he
There's
was
a-
originally going to be on it. He was going to have a major role to play in the making this game, and I guess he just never did. Just seemed odd.
This inspired me to try to hunt down a copy of another Leisure Suit Larry game that is also terrible. Box Office Bust that came out for 360 and PS3, and I can't wait to update you when I find it.
Box Office Bust.
It's not actually it's pretty uncommon now because nobody bought it because not good.
Came out 2009. Jeez.
Yes, my buddy bought it for me as a joke gift, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me, right?" And that was my first Leisure Suit Larry game. Oh wow, it dropped in price a lot. Good.
Wow, that one has worse reviews than Magnum Cum Laude.
Oh.
That one's actually like a 3D platformer, so I'm shocked.
Oh my god.
Well, one gave that one a 4 out of 10, and that's the highest review.
Wow.
So
A lot of
So,
ones and
better
twos.
it's not on PSN, so I can't just download it. That makes me upset. Oh, time to hunt this down.
Okay. I easily fail Leisure Suit
Yeah.
Larry. Magnum
Pass.
Cum Loud.
Pass. It'll be good to play with friends and get a good laugh out of.
No.
I'm a fail at 2,
All right, fine.
but this might be the best game on the cast.
Ooh.
Have we? Yeah, I was gonna say, have we passed the game? No. What's next up? Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, it's
Never
my
mind.
game.
Okay. Whew.
I'm going to
So-
say
No.
JD's game fail.
So I mean, this wouldn't be a nice cast without Duke Nukem into the mix. And I
not
had
a
to pick the
3DO
one
game.
with the best title, Land of the Babes.
Nice.
Came out on the PlayStation. It goes for about $18. Developed by 3D Realms Entertainment. Published by our favorite developer or publisher, apparently, Infogrames. They're back again, boys.
Never letting us down.
I mean, we've had to have covered at least 12 or 15 games from Infogrames alone. It's our modern day Ubisoft.
Actually, yeah, weren't they bought by Ubisoft?
I don't know. Look that up for me.
Hey,
Released
okay.
North America October 16th, 2000. So I would have pegged this game for like 98, but I was wrong. Game clocks in around 6.5 hours, and that is exactly how long it took me to play it. This is the sequel of Time to Kill. Of Duke Nukem.
No, they shut down in 2009.
So they were not bought.
No, I thought they were. Okay.
Bummer. Okay. I do have in the agenda here a URL to all of the one-liners Duke Nukem said in this game. And there's also in our
Cool.
Discord chat, which you can join if you just hit me up on Twitter at BowlingJD, of a dude on YouTube actually took every line Duke Nukem says in the game and made a whole YouTube video about it. So, I got a
People have so much
kick
time.
out of that one. I can best
All I had to
describe
do
this
was
game's
watch it,
controls
and,
by it's a worse
I
controlled Tomb
instantly
Raider game
recognized the Tomb
that
Raider
generation.
controls.
How?
Yeah. I never felt like I was in trouble at any point in this game because there's what they call the ego factor. It's not health per se, as what happens is you get ego back each enemy you kill. So, let's say killing X enemy will give you plus 5 ego. So that'll add. So you can actually get over 100 health in this game. And then once you go over 100, just slowly over time, it'll tick back down to 100 if you're not killing anything. And certain enemies will hit you harder for less ego. So one enemy could have like a big laser rifle, and that'll get you for minus 10. And because it fires quicker, it'll 10 you down. But as soon as you kill it, you'll get maybe 20 back. So you're not really in trouble at any point in the game. And if you ever feel like you are, you can just run away or hide. Basically, the way to play this is just hug walls and use the kind of strafe mechanic. It's not technically a strafe, but you can sort of strafe around corners. So then you can just fire at an enemy before it sees you, because mostly the enemies will be stationary before they see you, and they'll stay stationary for a good chunk of time.
Cool.
Yeah. But the premise of the game is Duke Nukem is basically sent into the future, where this giant silverback gorilla, dubbed Silverback, he's in this planet.
Wow.
Yeah, they're in this like Planet of the Apes future space universe area where all the men have been killed on Earth and there's only the babes left, and they've been enslaved by the monkeys. And
What year did this come out?
2000.
What a different time.
It was a different era, let me tell you. Attitude Era was very much in full motion. And the great line Duke Nukem says at the beginning is, "Those alien scum kidnapping my babes, not on my watch." It's very good. Yeah. So, and of course every woman sees like a male, and it's Duke Nukem and his uber manliness. It's like, "Oh, Duke, oh my God, you've come to save us."
Yeah,
all
he's
like
what to save us? He's what to save
You
us?
heard me.
Yeah, nice.
There is a pretty funny scene right after that line where a monkey's been slowly creeping up behind you on that teleporter thing, and then after his line, he just reaches the gun, shoots behind his shoulder, gets it, he blows into the smoke of the gun. And you're just like, yes, nice, Duke, I love you. You're a man. You're a man among men.
How alpha can one person be?
Oh, he is the definition of alpha male. And yeah, there are some really funny one-liners throughout the game. Of course, it is a Duke Nukem game. He says like, "Who's your daddy?" a lot. The one I really laughed at was, for some reason, when he's climbing up a ladder and he just goes in like the most awkward Duke Nukem voice, like, "I'm climbing a ladder."
Like one of my favorites is when you kill a gorilla, he'll sometimes say, "That's one way to spank the monkey."
Yep. Gotta get your innuendos in.
Joey, why were you feeling this ahead of time?
Because the graphics are terrible, the controls are terrible.
I haven't heard a good reason yet. Go on, JD.
Controls aren't that bad.
They're
aren't
terrible.
Good, though. They're not great.
They're terrible.
That's for sure.
Most likely.
I got used to them. Maybe that's because I played
3DO.
Tomb Raider for so long. It definitely doesn't control as well as Tomb Raider. I will definitely say that, as I said.
It's so stiff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you are Duke Nukem after all.
Nice.
Let's see.
Does he say he has balls of steel at any point in this
He
game?
does not, but he does say things like, let's see, "Welcome to Coolville, population me."
I think that's better.
Let's see. What are some other ones?
Oh, you're right. You wrote them all down. Good.
Oh! Let's see. "I was born to rock the world."
Oh, is that it? I thought he was going to be like, "But then I just settled for your bed," or something. I don't know. I thought you were going to go about that. Never
"I'm
mind.
God's gift to everybody." "Another day,
I
another
can't-
dusty air vent."
Listen, guys, I kind of, I can't be on this cast anymore if Duke Nukem is going to just, alpha his way all over this, Just can't.
So there's a random telephone conversation
Great.
that you can, well, talk to, and there's a few of them. I actually recorded me playing this part, and this is the one I sent you guys in Messenger. I even put it out on Twitter. It's okay. So it's Duke Nukem. He goes, hello.
I saw that
Just
one.
goes, what's up? And then he responds, "What's up?"
No.
It's like, "What's up, Duke?" And then he just goes, "Oh, just kicking some ass, drinking a brew." True. And then he calls a woman. "Oh, Duke, I miss you." "Sorry, babe.
Oh,
You're just gonna have to find other." He goes, "Sorry, babe. I'm busy. You're just gonna have to use your fingers." Like, whoa, that one took me off guard because that's just way to the point.
Giving a whole new meaning to go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Oh, and also in the conversation, there's a movie hotline.
Cool.
And it says, "Thank you for calling Movie Times. Today's remaining shows are Robin Hood, Prince of Beeves, 10 p.m., and Star Trek." Yeah, Star Trek 17 actually was the one. And you can actually, as you go around the levels, you actually see a movie theater area with these big billboards promoting the movies throughout the game.
It's meant to be a parody of hyper masculine
mistake.
80s
Duke Nukem's
action
awesome.
heroes.
It's the
great.
best.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean being the coolest motherfucker on Earth? So 10 out of 10?
Oh, boy.
Best game ever?
Well, I have more notes because I actually beat this game.
Well, the games you choose to beat, like, I know you're on this quest to do, like, at least one of them,
That's right.
but, like, the ones you pick, like, you could have just skipped this whole episode. I would have more preferred if you did Leisure Suit Larry, personally.
No, there
See how
was
much you
no
can put
way
up
I
with
was
that.
going to play more of that game. No
That would have
way.
been great. Great banter.
I don't know how you get past the controls. I couldn't get past the controls in this game.
I got very used to it. Joey, you're talking to the same guy who beat Angel of Darkness.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. Like, I can't. I don't care how cool Duke Nukem is. He could be the coolest character ever, but if the controls suck, I'm not going to play the game.
So, the end levels were actually quite fun. There was just one area in particular that had these giant cockroaches, cockroach things. And the problem is, they are impossible to see because it's so dark. I didn't realize I had night vision throughout this game. Or they're just straight up invisible, and you can't see them without that night vision.
Same.
Top that on with, because they're cockroaches and they're quick, you can't really shoot them fast enough to hit them. They're very difficult to hit. So I just kind of ended up running past them and took the hits, and they actually killed me twice, those stupid cockroaches. And that was really, besides that, and there's this like laser gauntlet area that really takes a lot of health away from you. Those were the only two areas I really found myself in trouble because of the ego meter. So the ego meter was definitely a way to make this game. I would honestly say I would not have played this game as long as I did without the ego meter being what it was. So I'd say that was a game-saving mechanic, just because I never died and I never had to replay shit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And that being said, the AI in this game was very, very, very stupid and slow. Like I said, they're basically stationary throughout the game, and if you ever get the freeze gun or the shrink gun, it's kind of the badass motherfucker gun, because the freeze gun, you do end up having enough ammo, and this is where the game kind of is pretty cool, where you freeze them and then you roundhouse kick them, the block of ice, and it makes them explode, and you kind of see chunks of their bodies go everywhere.
Neat.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that happens to me every time I play Duke Nukem too. I get that.
And the shrink gun probably has my favorite little goofy mechanic, is you shrink them and then you boot their ass and they explode into a million meat pieces.
Neat.
So that's really cool. And if you time it right, where they're starting to grow back to normal size, you can actually kick them and they explode into bigger meat pieces. So that was cool. Yeah. But as we've established earlier, I did mention this. I had to basically play this entire game with a walkthrough because there was zero guidance in this entire thing, and you just don't know really what to do on each stage. There's just this Metal Gear Solid talking to Jane, our main female character, that she really wants to bang Duke really bad, and he just goes, "You know what? After I save all the babes, I'll bang you."
Oh, well, at least he's considerate like that.
Well. They kind of had some play talk over the Metal Gear Solid thing, and a lot of the areas kind of repeat in design, like they're mirror images of themselves, which really sucks because if you, it's very easy to get turned around, and you're just like, was I already here? I don't know. It looks the same. So, level design is absolute ass in this game, no doubt. There's no music. So that sucks. There really should have been. They could have done a lot of things with that. Mechanics were slow and clunky, as Joey said. But it does have a good sense of humor to it. I really like the guns and how they work. The ego meter is great, so it's kind of like a give or take situation. Like, the things that are good save the game from, at least for me, of putting this down, of it being a piece of shit. The second to last level, guys, is a literal brothel, and you're saving strippers and whores. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Yeah, they're all on beds with hearts, and they're all very happy to see you. And
I've seen it, but go on. No,
you
he
guys ready
bangs
for the game
all
ending?
the babes.
What happens?
Does he bang a babe?
Oh,
Does he bang a babe?
oh, dude, Kevin,
Whoa!
it's Operation Repopulation.
Whoa!
Yeah.
And it's played to, this is the only music in the game, it's played to a parody of the Shaft theme song, but with Duke. So it's Duke! Yeah, baby. You know it. The girl takes the ticket, number 169, she stares at it, cuts to Duke's face, and he's got this big stupid grin with a cigar. He's in his
They're
velvet
all, like,
robe coming out of
169.
the room. And she's so happy. She's like, yeah, I get to bang Duke Nukem.
Yeah, 169th in line. Sure, I guess. Everyone knows Duke Nukem was made before STVs and all that, so.
Absolutely. So.
Duke Nukem's great, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I didn't find any review of this game in any of the magazines.
They were probably like, we should just not.
But it does have a 37 out of 100 on Metacritic. So I'm like, man.
Only?
Yeah, only, right? So super ouch to Duke Nukem, Land of the Babes. I don't know if I would call this game misogynistic. It's just everything's very alpha male parody.
Yeah. So yes.
Because misogynistic would, I don't know. I did find
like
some
it's
comments
a
on the
lot.
Metacritic saying people were very offended by you killing women in the game.
Well, they're people too.
Yeah, because there's a whole stage where all the women basically become Terminators or cyborgs. So you're kicking the women, you're shooting them, but they're robots.
Equality.
You know, I don't know. It's a video game. Who gives a shit? And it's from 2000, so who cares?
When were these Metacritic reviews written? Because I would love for it to be like, 2016.
2016. This
by
game's
this game.
offensive.
Yeah, I'm offended by this game that came out 20 years ago.
Well, 16 years ago, if we're going by that.
I'm offended
math is
by
hard.
the stiff
Oh.
controls.
Well, Joey, that's stiff. Nice.
I'm okay with all
too bad.
the women killing and the sexist comments, but the stiff controls I'm offended with, okay?
You know, man, I understand and I'm here for you. Pussy.
So the bosses in this game, very few and far between. The final boss, you just spam the rocket launcher. You could like take the health down 85%, and then you can just laser it. Very easy.
Do it all the time.
Yeah, there was a lot that this game missed out on. It does have the humor of Duke Nukem. It's kind of it, though. I do like the weapons, like I said. So, I am going to fail this game. So, don't get that wrong.
I'm really glad we built up this episode of like, oh man, the joke's gonna be great. Every game is the worst.
It is. Hey, there are great jokes. All right? Okay?
Penis.
I mean, but what kind of games fit this category that are actually
Hello?
good?
I mean, Sims?
I guess.
Maybe
You
Grand
can
Theft
make
Auto
this-
San Andreas?
The Sims Bang, I guess.
So we all failed
Nice.
Duke Nukem Land of the Babes.
Ah, man, look what we've done. We could have had San Andreas on this.
I guess we could have killed strippers and taken back our money.
Bonus game coverage, San Andreas, guys. All right, let's talk about something good.
I've never played San
So-
Andreas.
Oh, God damn it, what is wrong with you?
Really. I've never played it.
I mean,
That's debatable.
I can play 3DO games all day, but I can't play like the greatest GTA ever made.
I don't know. That kind of goes to GTA 5 at this point, right?
5 is best for
before-
multiplayer. I would say San Andreas is best for single.
I mean, I do love the story of 5, but San Andreas, CJ is cool.
I kind of stopped at Vice City.
Ah, whatever.
I was like, I've played GTA.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Vice City was awesome.
All right.
And we played it for the podcast. That was cool. All right,
Yeah.
Colin. Last game.
And it's the manliest
Oh,
game
there's
on
more?
the cast.
I thought we did everything.
Nay,
One
the
more.
manliest game we've ever covered.
We just covered
Oh, you
Duke
poor
Nukem. though.
knife.
Yeah, but Duke Nukem only has one guy.
It
This
is.
game has two.
Cho Aniki, or Cho Aniki,
Double the guys.
on the TurboGrafx 16 Super CD-ROM and later PSP, which is the version I played. It was developed by Messiah and
Yes.
published by
Also the
Nippon
version I
Computer Systems. Released on the Super CD-ROM in Japan on December 25th, 1992. Because when you think of Christmas in Japan, you think of male bodybuilders in Speedos. And KFC. Don't forget KFC. Not a joke, by the way.
Damn right.
Yes.
Now, keep in mind,
Oh,
I
yes,
played
of
the
course.
PSP version.
Japanese tradition.
So, like I said, this is the manliest game the Retrocast has ever covered. It's all about muscle men in Speedos flying through space, shooting other muscle men in Speedos, with giant muscle men in Speedos drifting by in the background. Every pro wrestling fan in the world ought to love this. You heard me.
I think Colin's trying to tell us something. Whoa! What are you trying to say? I mean,
I
you're
said pretty
right,
much
but
everything
keep
I
going.
need to.
No, you're right. I just, I want to hear what you have to say.
And the plot, yes, there is a storyline.
All right, yeah,
According
no,
to
you covered the game
Wikipedia.
fully, actually. Whoa.
It says the game's plot involves the heroes moving through various locations: space, urban
Oh, boy,
environments,
is there.
elaborate ruins, and fighting alien invaders. Bo Emperor Bill, the man who achieved 10 consecutive victories in the Great Galaxy Bodybuilding contest, faces an ever-decreasing supply of protein. He unilaterally invades neighboring star systems in order to establish protein factories to
What is
replenish
going
his
on?
supply. Feeling threatened, the Heaven Realm sent Idaten and Benten to vanquish Bo Emperor Bill. Thus, the sweaty hot battle between the Muscle Brothers and Builder's army begins.
Yeah, so there's a good
Yeah,
plan
it's
words
like
in there.
Bote
It's actually
Biru.
Bode
It's Bote
Bilda.
Biru.
Because the way they pronounce
Upon
it. Get it?
It's
you get it, Kevin?
the English form.
Bode Bilda.
Absolutely.
I don't think it matters, guys. I'm going to be honest.
For those
It's
one-
very
For
important,
those
Kevin.
wondering, I picked this game because I somehow remembered all the way back to
what a
when we
game.
did a Let's Play of Magical
What a
Chase
game.
with PNG Gamer, and he mentioned Cho Aniki and how it involved a lot of muscle dudes and speedos, so I figured it was perfect for this cast.
Ah, yes, he did.
And imagery aside, mechanically, this game is basically your run-of-the-mill shoot-'em-up, not unlike
Game
Gradius
exists,
or
doesn't
R-Type,
it?
except you get your orbiting gunners from the get-go. Also, dudes in speedos, firing bullets from the tops of their heads. And
No.
Very important.
Oh.
It's Japan, dude.
Like, who,
This sort of thing
who makes
is
this game and goes,
the sort of thing is
this
expected
makes sense.
from them.
Good point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
That's
there
in
is
their
a ton of
contract
weird
requirement.
imagery
One
here.
weird-ass game a year.
There's one enemy consisting of a guy using another upside-down guy as a pogo stick, with his arms as the springs. Another guy flying through space using his farts for propulsion. And the first boss has the torso of a guy coming out of his crotch and attacking with stretching punches. And that's all just in the first level. And the second boss is a huge... you might have played the TurboGrafx version. I played the PSP version.
I think you played the same one.
Really? Huh.
I think you played Cho Aniki, the sequel. Were you were you the superhero in the cape, or were you the big buff dude that would spin?
Both. Because in the game I played, every new game starts off with the spinning dude in the Speedo, firing lasers out of his head, and then after that one level, it goes to another dude with
you played the sequel,
two orbiting
Colin.
Speedo dudes. Huh. Well, fuck. Yeah,
you played the sequel.
Thanks, PSN.
You played Cho Aniki. But that's the one where they parodied Cho Aniki. It's still the same. It's still a very similar premise. The difference is you are essentially a superhero-looking character, and then your options, just like in Gradius, become these spinning bodybuilding guys around you, and you spin. Other than that, it's kind of like your standard side-scrolling shooter. There's still a lot of weird imagery and whatnot, and then what happened was the sequel came out, and it was like they ramped everything up 50-fold and just did the imagery 50-fold over as well. And you're this... So we can talk about the sequel then as well, because it is good to reference it, because the first game was very standard, right? And it had... Like, the final boss is this... I didn't get to the final boss, because the first game has continues, which was very nice. So every time I started a level, I would just immediately die and start over my lives. So that's very nice. So the game is... It's only 2.5 hours. I probably should have just beaten this game, but I played it for an hour and a half, and I was like,
So I did
see the final boss. It is a buff Thomas the Tank Engine, which is kind of funny.
Cool?
Yeah.
That's freaking hilarious.
Yeah. So there's that. While the Cho Aniki, like you get a lot more things going on and happening, such as the moon will drop from the top of the screen and become essentially the 16th Chapel painting dude who's pointing to Michael. So. Was that Michelangelo?
Yeah, the Sistine Chapel.
The Michelangelo painting.
I know it's. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're...
Sistine Chapel, yeah.
I know what you're talking about,
Chapel.
Anyway.
Because that's what everyone knows it as.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very strange how they went from this kind of basic shooter to the crazy side-scrolling shooter with the buff dude, and you have absolute nonsense fighting game mechanics to fire weapons in different ways. I mean, it's very unique, I must say.
It functions in an arcade
I wouldn't say
sense.
it's a bad game at all, either of them. What did you get? Joey, what did you think of Cho Aniki?
I couldn't get it to work, so I only got to watch videos. And it doesn't look fun to me at all.
Ah. You didn't get to play the Super Big Brother. That's what it translates to. About you, Kevin?
Well, I did play the PSP version, as Colin did. So I guess we're both on the wrong track.
Yeah,
but
you both played the sequel mostly.
Yes. I don't feel like I missed anything by not playing the right game. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah,
It's a pretty okay shooter, and I honestly don't feel like it would stand out from the pack if it wasn't weird imagery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the options are fun. It's a goofy game. The music is so bizarre. It's very strange.
Everything about this is bizarre.
So it's at least it separates itself in its own ways. In that regards, I did like the control scheme change. That was interesting, at least, with how you can you have your big laser weapon, clear screen. And if we're talking about the sequel, the spin mechanic is very interesting because the whole game is based on an hourglass system that's counting down, and that's how you lose your life. So it's a 1 credit clear situation. So if you don't get enough points, you can't add to the hourglass. But there are certain areas where you can use the spin mechanic where it prevents you from getting hit as long as you're spinning. And that will enable you to, well, not die, not get hit, and lose that hourglass. But it's tied to the
Most
points.
things
It's a very unique and cool system. And they built off that from the first one, Cho Aniki. So there's some merit to the first game, I would say. Well, what'd you guys think of the sequel then, since that's what you guys played? Mostly.
That was it, man. It's weird. The only thing to talk about is the weird graphics, I guess.
The imagery of it.
But other than that, whatever.
You didn't get off by the manly men being manly on your screen?
Well, I mean, I did, but I thought we were talking about gameplay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, gameplay's pretty
How is that
standard.
not also gameplay?
Nothing to write home about.
Different game. I will say being a big buff dude makes your hitbox a little weird. Or at least maybe it could have been my mind, but you have a ship that kind of lays horizontally, but being a big buff dude, you kind of take up a lot of space.
I never discovered it.
So,
well, good thing the spin mechanic exists.
good thing. I
know how to shoot, and I know how to fire the
never
super
discovered
laser
the
beams.
main.
That's it.
Anyways, that's a bummer because that would have.
Which is way more important, honestly, because super laser beams.
So the what's the fireball that Ken shoots out in Street Fighter? Hadouken. So if you do the same control input as the Hadouken, that will enable you to fire a stream of stars.
Interesting.
In Cho Aniki, and that will go through enemies.
Nifty.
So when you master that, that'll get you further into the game. It makes it way easier than that standard homing thing, or the one where you do a pure lay of things right next to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I might as well change this to Cho Aniki for the podcast.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Since you two played Cho Aniki, and I ended up playing both.
There we go.
Yeah.
At least now we'll never have to cover this again.
I suppose, but what's the point?
I actually think there's other ones, so we could potentially.
Please.
Oh my
don't
God, is there,
them.
Joey?
I don't know.
Oh, why did you do that?
Why not?
More?
You did it.
I'm so happy.
The Wikipedia has a list of a couple of them. I don't know if they're just variants of it.
Is there a Terminator penis?
There's Cho Aniki, Bakurutsu, Rentu Hen.
Yes, my favorite one.
Yes, there's more.
Another one that came out 2010. There's a couple of them listed. I don't know. There's Cho Aniki 0.
All right, we got to move on.
All right.
I got lawns to mow.
Okay.
I give it a pass.
I'm passing Cho Aniki and Cho Aniki.
I feel like the TurboGrafx version has a cooler visual style.
They're not bad,
The art
but they're not
reminds
good.
me a
It's
lot
not
of
the-
Ys.
Yes. Very much noticed. Yeah, the same thing.
Boo!
All right.
I'm a failure.
So, you're gonna fail it, Joey? Oh.
It just doesn't look
Bummer.
like my style.
You don't like big buff dudes getting your rocks off to them. All right. So our games were for episode 69. Nice. Mr. Mosquito on the PS2. Seaman on the Dreamcast. Leisure Suit Larry Magna Cum Laude. PS2 Xbox. Duke Nukem Land of the Babes on the PlayStation. And Cho Aniki on the PC Engine. Super CD-ROM. Joey, it was your theme pick. Why don't you go first on the tiers and your favorite and least favorite?
I don't have a favorite, but if I have to pick one, I guess Leisure Suit Larry, because it's kind of like Power Rapper the Raptor, and worse, Seaman.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna give Seaman an F. Because it requires so much work to get to work, and it's not really a game at all.
GamePro would be very disappointed with you.
Well, I mean, to even get it to work on an emulator, for me to go through all that work to get my microphone to work just for the stupid game, it's just too much.
Too bad.
Mr. Mosquito, I'll give it a D. Leader Suit Larry, I'll give it a D+. Duke Nukem, I will give it a D. And Cho Aniki, I'll give it a D.
Wow.
So you got 2 double Ds going.
All the Ds.
Favorite,
Ds.
probably Cho Aniki.
All right,
Or
Colin.
Cho Aniki,
How about you?
really. And least favorite, probably Mr. Mosquito. And in the order in which I played / watched, I give Duke Nukem a D tier. The only reason it doesn't get an F is because it can be funny sometimes. And Seaman also gets a D. It also would have gotten an F,
fair.
except for the fact how advanced the programming is and Leonard Nimoy. And Mr. Mosquito gets a full-on F. And Cho Aniki gets a C. And Leisure Suit Larry gets a D. For the same reasons as Duke Nukem.
Okay. Kevin?
Okay, favorite game is going to be Duke Nukem because at least we had a good laugh with it. And easily Seaman, worst game because it's not even a game.
Oh.
At all. You were supposed to pick games for this. So, rankings. Let's see. Seaman is like, what's below F? I don't think it's. I think it's non allowed actually, because again, not a game. Duke Nukem, I'll give a C. Like, we had a laugh. We had a good time, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we had a good time. Let's see. Seaman. Let's see. I'm trying to go in order, but my notepad won't work. Mr. Mosquito is like a C. It's not the worst game in the world. Just kind of weird and illegal.
Not illegal.
Allegedly illegal. Leader Shoot Layer, F. Well, Seaman also put an F. Let's see.
I got it marked down already for you.
Okay, cool. Cho Aniki's like a C. It's pretty average. Did I forget one? No.
No, you got them all. All right, I'm giving Mr. Mosquito a D. Very uninteresting. Seaman, I'm going to give a B on creativity. Raise that score up.
Okay, well, no.
Take that back.
I will not. It was very creative. Just because you guys didn't enjoy it doesn't...
So you're saying it's the coolest game ever made?
Yeah. Look, it's only going to aggregate to a D at best because of that.
That's way too high.
Leisure Suit Larry, I'm also giving an F. I thought the game was atrocious and terrible and not fun. Duke Nukem, I'm giving a very low C, so I guess that aggregates out to a D anyways. And then Cho Aniki, I'm also giving a C. So, my favorite would probably be Cho Aniki. It was the most less offensive and best controlled out of the bunch, easily. And my least favorite is Leisure Suit Larry. Goes without saying. So if you want to just look at all of our 2020 tiered games of what we've covered on this podcast, head on over to redleafretrocast.blogspot.com, our new website where you can see just a host of different things that we've put on there, from every episode to just some of the little quirks we put in all of the podcast episodes. I do have a master list put on the podcast on the master list page, so you can see every game we've ever covered on the podcast. Ever. And then you can easily just, I've tested this out. You can just Control F the game, and it will more or less boost you to what episode it was covered in, because it is listed there. So our next episode is episode 70. It is your theme pick, Kevin.
Yeah.
Before the Fall is the theme. So basically, when a video game franchise had their, well, I guess, our own opinion of it all, their last good game of the franchise.
Hell yeah.
So, kind of majority rules and what the majority of people think the game is the last
So
one.
some might be tied because they had like a different release on a different system, but you get the idea.
Yeah, you get the idea behind it, and I didn't notice this until after we'd picked all the games. We all picked the threequel of each game. Each one is the third entry in the series, so that can't be a coincidence.
Three strikes.
Maybe when actually have some good games to play for once.
I can already tell you that every game is good.
Yeah, Kevin picks the best theme again. Hey, all right, let's close on that.
Yeah, we all picked good games, so that'll be a really fun one to talk about. Looking forward to that, and then we need to get ahead on our next themes after that.
Yeah.
So we can talk this afternoon over the next, I guess, 4 themes. That'll take us through the rest of the summer, basically,
Neat.
or take us through summer.
Nice.
Deal. All right. This was episode 69.
Nice.
And in the wise words of Duke Nukem, you're welcome.
Bye now.
I'm a bird. I'm a plane. I'm Duke Nukem. See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Kill team.